Stadium. Welcome to the District 11 Channel Stadium. Welcome to the District 11 Channel High School Football pregame show. I'm Devin Klingman alongside DJ Stanek. Coming up, we will look at tonight's Week 1 matchup between the Cheyenne Mountain Indians and the Palmer Terrors. We will check in with the men calling tonight's action, Barry Reed and Walter Johnson. We will look at the current league standings in football, volleyball, softball, and men's soccer. And we will be joined by our special guest from the Terror golf team, Alex Gumper.
Let's get started, shall we? Tonight's matchup features Cheyenne Mountain Indians of first-year head coach Willie Roberts coming into Berry Stadium to take on the Palmer Terrors of head coach Justin Rich. This is the fourth consecutive meeting between Cheyenne Mountain and Palmer, with the Indians winning the last two. In last year's game, the Indians were led by senior James Sullivan, 165 total yards with 3 touchdowns. Cheyenne Mountain was ahead 35-3 at half, winning the game by the final score of 54-17 at the Indian Stadium. Cheyenne Mountain finished the 2012 regular season with 7 wins and 3 losses, which was good enough for a third-place finish in the 4A Foothills League. They took a 3-game winning streak into the playoffs, where they fell to Wheat Ridge in the first round, ending their season 7-4. The Indians, who graduated 14 from last year's squad, will be led by senior quarterback Mitch Gould, who took over midway through last season. He will be leaned on heavily early in the season as the Indians' running game gains experience and develops behind an experienced offensive line.
Palmer finished the 2012 season with just 1 win that came in Week 10 against winless Adams City. Head coach Justin Rich begins his second season at the helm of the Terrors program, trying to resurrect a program that has won just 3 games since their last trip to the playoffs behind Dominic Ruffin in 2010. Senior quarterback Mason Lopez is returning from an injury that cost him the entire 2012 season. Coach Rich is looking for his 6'6 QB to ignite the Terrors offense. During last week's loss to Montbello, running back Austin Lopez suffered a separated shoulder and could miss 2 to 3 weeks. Filling the void will be Travis Gordon, who last week led the Terrors with 11 carries. Gordon was one of the bright spots last week for Palmer as he returned 7 kickoffs for 164 yards. Gordon will need to come up big in both roles if the Terrors are going to come up with a homecoming win.
Now let's bring in the gentlemen who will be bringing you the call of tonight's game. High above the 50-yard line, Barry Reed and Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson joins me here in the booth, and partner, we got a couple of 0-1 teams, and last week neither coach happy with the performance of their teams. For Cheyenne Mountain, it was an 8-hour bus ride over to Durango to take on the Demons.
Yeah, and they didn't come out too too well in that one, Barry. You're looking at a team when he walks into the stadium tonight. I had the feeling the coach got their attention this week, and I think they'll be ready to play a pretty good football game.
Justin Rich was at home last week with his Terrors. They lost to Montbello 50-0. By the time I got here in the first quarter, it was already 21-0. Just a first game glitch, hopefully, as Justin Rich is going to get his kids to respond. Both coaches talked during the week to us about improvement Week 1 to Week 2, and they hope to see that Week 1 to Week 2. Let's quickly take a look at the keys to the game for Cheyenne Mountain tonight, Walt.
Well, they want to run the ball. You know, Mr. Gould's a pretty good quarterback, and if he has to pitch it around a little bit, he will. But they want to run the ball effectively tonight to take some pressure off him and some pressure off that offense. Defensively, they know that in order to beat Palmer, they're going to have to stop the run because Palmer's strength is the running game. And, of course, every coach tells you they want to win the turnover battle, and it'll be no different tonight.
Okay, and for Palmer, again, a 50-0 loss to Montbello. What are the keys for the Terrors?
Well, Barry, I think you put it very well earlier. Last week was last week. You can't bring last week into this week. It's like a good reliever in baseball. You better have a short memory. Forget that. Play tonight's game. Give everything you got tonight to see if you can come out with a victory. And that's going to mean they're going to have to execute better on offense. A lot of times when you see these 50-0 games, Barry, a lot of it's because the defense was so tired because the offense was 3 and out. So they got to do something better than they did last week. And if Cheyenne Mountain does get a few quick scores, handle that adversity.
And there are the keys to the game. Back to DJ and Devin with the rest of the pregame show.
Thank you, Barry and Walt. We will be back to you for kickoff in just a few minutes. Now it is time for our weekly look at the league standings for football, volleyball, softball, and men's soccer. Trouble continues for defending 3A Southern champion Pueblo Central and Pueblo County, who both fell to 0-2, while Pueblo East fell back to 500 with a loss to Discovery Canyon. 3A South Central defending champion Discovery Canyon improved to 3-0, winning last night. Coronado will need a win against Harrison to keep pace and build excitement for a possible league championship. Week 10 matchup with the Thunder. In the 4A Pikes Peak League, 3 teams played last night, and the Falcons improved to 2-0 by beating Pueblo South. Pine Creek fell back to 1-1, and Air Academy fell to 0-2. In the 4A Foothills League leaders, Pueblo West and Pueblo Centennial looked to stay undefeated, while the Pueblo South Colts fell back to 500 with their loss to Falcon. The Doherty Spartans sit atop the 5A Pioneer League football standings. Yes, football, we are not talking volleyball yet. The Spartans, who didn't win until Week 9 last year, have not lost since. That's 4 straight victories.
Taking it to the court, the latest volleyball standings show. The 4A Pikes Peak League is being led by the Lewis Palmer Rangers and Palmer Ridge Bears, who both finished the week 3-0, followed by Air Academy off to a strong 4-1 start in their bid to unseat Cheyenne Mountain. We feature the Cadets and the Coronado Cougars next Thursday here on the District 11 channel. Mitchell coach Charlie Burr has the Monitors sitting atop a 4A Colorado Springs Metro League off to 3-0 start. Coronado and Widefield are also still undefeated. The defending state champions, Doherty Spartans, sit atop the 5A Colorado Springs Metro League after opening week of play. Sergio Ranchel has his Palmer Terrors off to a 3-1 start as well.
Making our way now to the Diamond for girls softball. Widefield and Mesa Ridge have the early lead in 4A Colorado Springs Metro League, while Mitchell and Coronado are still looking for their first league wins. League play just started in the 4A Pikes Peak League. Cheyenne Mountain remains undefeated. Palmer Ridge has a strong non-conference start, but dropped their league opener. In the 5A Colorado Springs Metro League, it's Rampart with a half-game lead over Pine Creek in the battle for the title.
Now we make our way to the pitch for men's soccer, where Cheyenne Mountain and Sand Creek lead the 4A Pikes Peak League. Sand Creek has scored 21 goals, allowing just 1 in their last 2-0 start, while Cheyenne Mountain has yet to allow a goal. The 4A Colorado Springs Metro League has only one team who has recorded a win, as Harrison is off to a 2-1 start. In the 5A Colorado Springs Metro League, Palmer, Rampart, and Doherty are all still undefeated as league play gets underway.
Time now for a quick break. When we come back, we will be joined by our special guest, Terror Link star Alex Gumper. You're watching the District 11 High School football pregame show on the District 11 channel.
Welcome back to the District 11 High School football pregame show here at Gary Berry Stadium. It is my pleasure now to be joined by Alex Gumper, my good friend. Alex, you're the captain of the golf team. How do you feel the golf season's going so far?
I feel like it couldn't go any better, DJ. We're tied for first place in our Metro League this year, and that's quite something. And our top 4 players are pretty much near in the top 10, and that's never happened in our Coach Cole's 12-plus years of coaching. So.
How does the competition look so far for this upcoming part of the season?
We started off really strong. We took the command lead, and then we had a bad tournament at Valley High last week, so they're kind of catching up a bit. But, we have a good, steady 3 good tournaments this next week, 2 Metro League, so we should be able to come back.
Let's go down to the field for the coin toss.
Heads is the call. It is heads. Would you like to defer?
Yes.
We want the ball. Which way you want to kick? Good. Keep going. All right, come around behind me. You guys face me. So this is the north, so Palmer will be the team to the north. Okay, shake hands. Let's go.
come back, we will take a look to the booth for kickoff of tonight's game. Our time is up. Thank you for tuning in to District 11's pregame show along with DJ Stanek. I am Devin Klingman. High school football straight ahead here on the District 11 channel.
And an early season homecoming, week 2 for the Palmer Terrors, and they are already into homecoming against the Cheyenne Mountain Indians. Barry Reed, Walter Johnson in the booth ready to bring you this battle. And partner, we talked a little bit about it in the pregame show. A 54-17 loss for Cheyenne Mountain down in Durango last week, and a 50-0 blanking at the hands of Montebello for the Palmer Terrors. And let's talk a little bit more about last week as last week. Mm-hmm. We all know that winning breeds winning and losing breeds losing, and unfortunately Palmer has been in that slide. It was 2010, the last time they made their way to the playoffs, and it's been a scant 3 wins since. And that is something that Justin Rich and his coaching staff are working diligently on to get a winning mindset onto those kids. You could almost see it last week against Montebello. They got down quick, didn't handle the adversity, and it was a longer night from them, although they played better in the second half.
See, it's easier, Barry, when you have some veterans that understand how to win when you're rebuilding, so to speak. The problem at Palmer is they had a lot of good athletes, but they were all in that senior year, and when they all left, a lot of that experience left with them. Now you've got a new group that you're going to have to teach. First, you have to teach them how to win, and then show them that they can win. And those are two separate things, folks. Believe me when I tell you that it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So right now you're at the teach them how to win stage. In practice, you show them how to win. They're going to have to get some breaks on the field for them to believe they can win.
Well, good news in the program. The freshmen were playing here as we were setting up the broadcast tonight, and the freshmen absolutely destroyed the Indians by 30 points. So in the future, and there's some big young men on that freshman team here for Palmer. And there's something in the pipeline, as we like to say.
That's true. And there's a name, too. Remember, Mr. Ruffering. Got a little brother playing now.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Louie's Pizza for providing dinner for the student volunteers and production staff bringing you tonight's broadcast. Louie's Pizza is a longtime supporter of School District 11. Call one of Louie's 5 locations to find out more about their Straight A program, rewarding students with free pizza for their academic achievements. Our thanks to Louie and all the staff at Louie's Pizza for all they do for the students of District 11. We are underway and into the end zone. Touchback over the head of Malik McCrimmon, the 160-pound senior for the Terrors. And the Terrors will start with it at their own 20. Senior quarterback Mason Lopez, 6'6", goes about $160, partner. And we were talking with DJ Stanek, who is one of his teammates for the hockey team. Mm-hmm. And Mason goes 196, so he's a cheeseburger or two beyond. But he said Mason has been trying for years, blew out his ACL, and that has just slowed the progress for him putting any weight on.
Oh, we should have that problem.
He'll start in the shotgun. Gordon off to the side, and the first play of the night for Palmer is a pass attempt, and it will fall incomplete. The intended receiver, Matthew Curdy, the 175-pound, 6-foot senior. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Terrors.
Keep an eye on how Palmer wants to attack early, Barry. They want to establish something in the offensive game, not get as many 3-and-outs as they did last week. Let's see how they attack this.
They'll face a 4-man front, but now Cheyenne Mountain putting 8 in the box, and we've got whistles before the play gets underway, and it will be motion against the Palmer Terrors and bring up a 2nd and 15. Good homecoming crowd starting to fill in. Plenty of alumni in the bleachers here at Gary Berry Stadium. Ran into my uncle, and he's waiting on my parents to get here, so a bit of a family affair down below.
And Uncle had on his Colorado High School, Palmer High School shirt. They're very, very proud alumni.
2nd and 15.
Oh, look at those
now
five
motion back and forth, and now Cheyenne Mountain looks to have given it back. Encroachment on the Indians. Actually, a very warm night here in Colorado Springs at Gary Berry Stadium. We may see a little bit of cramping. We don't wish it on the kids, but they need to stay hydrated, or we will see a lot of cramping happening tonight. So 2nd and 10 after the penalty. The give in the backfield to Travis Gordon, and he is going to be swarmed under, no room to run. Leading the charge at the base of that Cheyenne Mountain defense was Billy Dabney III, the 5'11", 245-pound senior. Just one of 3 Indians. Josh Jarbo, the 6'2", 265-pound nose guard, in on that tackle as well. Cheyenne Mountain across that defensive line, 6'2", 6'4", 6'2", 5'11". And the weights are 265, 225, 245, and 215. So there is some beef. And the lines are where this experience is for the Indians. Now Travis Gordon with a nice room, finds a cutback lane. He's ahead for a 1st down, and we've got our first foot race of the night. Travis Gordon knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. The play goes for 62 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Terrors on the 18-yard line of Cheyenne Mountain.
What's the first thing we said tonight, Barry? Didn't want to get into those 3-and-out situations. This is the way you stay out of 3-and-out situations. Give it to your tailback on the pitch and let him run 62 yards. Great play call by the Palmer offensive coaching staff.
Gordon, one of the kids that was here at Wasson, and now we have got flags flying. Do we have delay on the Terrors? We'll wait for the indication.
We'll be on Cheyenne Mountain. Illegal substitution, bro.
George Demetrio, our referee this evening.
Yes, he is. Best in the business as far as I'm concerned.
So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Terrors. Opening drive of the ball game. McCrimmon in motion, and confusion on the give. Lopez sticks it in the belly of Gordon, and Gordon, neither player wanted to let go of it. Both of them got spun around. It'll go for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 5. Ball on the 13-yard line.
Now, last night you saw a similar play in the Bronco game, Barry, where Peyton Manning was going one way and the running back went the other. Almost saw the same thing and almost the same result. It looked like a potential fumble.
Reverse bone and whistles on the play as the handoff goes to Travis Gordon. Cheyenne Mountain.
Before the play, encroachment, number 3 on the defense. The 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
Alex Ruiz, the cornerback, coming across the line as the Indians trying to stunt this Palmer offense on the run. So now it will be 1st and goal at the 8.
That's a very, very costly penalty for the Indians, Barry, because now you give Palmer 1st and goal without making them earn it.
4-man front for the Indians. Mason Lopez with the rollout, throwing into the corner. Getting their feet tied up and hitting the turf was Barry Thomas, the junior receiver going 6'3" and $175, but no flags on the play. But Thomas was the intended receiver.
And at first glance, Barry, I think it was a good call by the officials, a good no call by the officials. Speaking of the officials, Barry, George Demetro, you mentioned earlier, is the referee. Rex Watson is the umpire. Nathan Watman is the head linesman. Chad Hessel is the line judge. And Nathan McCrary will be the back judge.
This time Palmer will split 3 receivers to the right of the formation. Shotgun for Lopez with Gordon as the back. Roll it out to the right. Throw back across, and we've got contact, and this time we've got the flags. The intended receiver for Palmer was Matthew Curti. And Curti got leveled as he was coming across.
To say he was early would be an understatement. He undressed him in the and at the 1 yard line before the ball was even thrown. There's no doubt that was going to be. Let's watch this again, man. Let's watch this. Watch Lopez when he goes. He's going to go back to pass here. And
pass interference.
He's rolling to his right
defense,
now.
number
Watch,
14.
Right over the middle.
Half the distance.
I missed
repeat
it.
Second down.
Yeah, 2 Indians actually on that play who came in and sandwiched him. And
number 3, Alex Ruiz, the 6'1" senior, getting there early. Now the pitch to Travis Gordon. Dips it inside and outside. Ball comes free into the end zone, but they will roll Gordon down at the 2 yard line. Call it a pickup of 2. That is going to bring up 3rd and goal here from the 2.
Now the question is the Palmer offensive line strong enough to prevent this defensive line from Cheyenne Mountain from dominating the line of scrimmage? Whoever wins that battle, it'll either be a touchdown or no touchdown.
Reverse bone behind Lopez. They'll stack it up, hand it off to Gordon, and Gordon's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. That's going to bring up 4th and goal at the 2. Decision time for Justin Rich. They tried a heavy package with the 2 lead blockers and got no movement. There you see 59 and 77. That is Grayson Weber, the 6'2", 215-pound defensive lineman, and Josh Jarbo, the 6'2", 265-pound center of that line, going absolutely nowhere.
I agree with this call, Barry, but I wouldn't run. I'd try to throw. Let's see what Justin Rich does.
In motion, keeper for Mason Lopez, and Lopez is going to go nowhere. On the tackle for Cheyenne Mountain, it was Zach Owen, the 6'4" senior.
Folks, I want you to watch at the top of your screen here. Now watch when this ball is hiked. You see the penetration by 61 right there? That's why I said I would not run the football. He stopped that, and then a whole bunch of his classmates showed up to stifle Palmer there at the 2 yard line. That's why I would have tried to throw the ball, a little rollout throw, something other than trying to run.
Palmer turns it over on downs after driving 78 yards. Now a big hole up the middle. With the carry is Nate Moore, the 5'10", 160-pound junior for the Indians.
They're going to the hurry-up offense, looks like there.
So now 2nd and 3 after a gain of 7. Back and thrown over the middle, almost intercepted. Dropping back in the defensive zone for Palmer was Bobby Griego, the junior. Went right through his hands. What a big turnover that would have been.
He should have had an interception, partner. Watch right here, number 17. Oh, the ball came out of his hand. Hit him in a bad spot, right in the hand.
So now 3rd and 3, give it off the right-hand side and out across the 10-yard line, close to the first down. For Cheyenne Mountain will be Nate Moore. First down, Cheyenne Mountain quickly back up. Mitchell Gould. Palmer with 6 in the box and a throw down the near side. intended receiver was Nathan Resty, the 6'3 junior, but the ball was way out in front. In coverage was Michael Montague, the 5'8 senior for Palmer. And Cheyenne Mountain in the hurry up. Now we've got the officials bringing the ball back in, not quite ready for a play. So Palmer drives 78 yards to turn it over on downs. And the give and hit in the backfield. Barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. That looked to be Nate Moore. Good pursuit by that Palmer defense. Check that was number 40. That is Patrick Betterson, a 5'10", 92-pound senior. So now 3rd and 9 for the Indians, facing a 6-man front. And quick pitch to the outside, and a good open field tackle. Stopped for a gain of a yard with the tackle was Juan Torres, the senior backer.
Got a flag down
That was
the play.
Nate Moore trying to get to the edge. Flag in the backfield for Cheyenne Mountain.
Might be a late hit on, or roughing the passer, excuse me, not a late hit, but roughing the passer. Might be the call. Let's see, George Dimitro's down there talking now. He'll let us know. Here comes George.
Personal foul, number 31 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Cheyenne first down.
So after the play, the personal foul on Matthew Curti. And that hurts the Terrors as it gives Cheyenne Mountain the first down. Their second of the game. Cheyenne Mountain methodically moving themselves out of this hole.
And that's a big one, partner, because you stopped them on 3rd down, and now you get a big 15-yard penalty.
Fake underneath, back to the air is Gould. Throwing again to the outside, but good coverage. Nathan Resty, the intended receiver, trying to bend out to the post. Backing coverage was Montague. Montague with the cast on that right arm. Has it wrapped in black tape.
He's a trooper.
So now 2nd and 10 for the Terrors, or check that, for the Indians. Midway through period number 1 here in week number 2. Motion and the give off, and a nice hole shut down quickly by the Terrors. That was Juan Torres stepping up to stop Sam Sheridan, the 6-foot senior, 192 pounds. Be a gain of just 1 and bring up another 3rd and 9. Crucial here, Palmer moving the ball, needs to get this defense off the field. 5-man front, rolling out is Gould. He'll throw it out complete in front of Montague. Montague comes up and makes a sure tackle, but the completion to the 50, that'll be a gain of 14 and a first down.
All right, watch Gould. He's gonna roll out here, and then he's gonna set and throw. And Nathan Resty, excuse me, his brother is Mike. Nice two-handed catch there.
And ball on the ground, scramble for it, covered by Betterson for Cheyenne Mountain. With the carry and coughing it up was Nate Moore. But that'll be ahead for a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Indians.
Almost a huge break for the Terrors there, Barry, as that ball hit the ground, but Cheyenne Mountain's able to get back on it.
5-man front, 6 in the box. This is Gould on a keeper, stepping away. Cuts back into the middle. Now back to the outside. And he'll be in for the Cheyenne Mountain touchdown. It goes for 48. Mitchell Gould with the keeper. Gould led the Indians in rushing last week. And he is the first to put them on the board tonight. The Indians go 98 on their opening possession. And the final 48 go to Mitchell Gould for the touchdown.
Over pursuit, Barry. Sometimes over pursuit will kill you. Cheyenne Mountain had been handling that ball off to whoever was the running back at the time. This time Gould decided he was going to keep the football. That whole back side of the defense was open. 6 points later, Cheyenne Mountain's trying for an extra point.
Flags before the kick. It's going to be encroachment on Palmer.
I think they'll still kick. I don't think they'll try the two-pointer even though they're a yard closer.
Blake McNellis, the 6'1 senior, on for the extra point duty. They're going to decline it, are the Indians.
Might take it on the kickoff.
Defense. Penalties decline.
You're going to kick, so that doesn't do you any good to take that penalty. Nice leg.
And McNellis sends it right down Broadway. And the Indians at the 4:54 mark of the first period stop the Terrors shy at the 2 and then proceed to turn it and go 98 yards the other way. The final 48 by Mitchell Gould, and they take the 7-0 lead. This gives us an opportunity to remind you that if you'd like to own a copy of this or any of the exciting action we bring you here on the District 11 channel, 3 ways to do it. By phone at 520-2269, by email at channel16@d11.org, and also you can order on the website, d11.org. Down at the bottom, you will see a quick link for D11 on TV, channel 16. Click there, and in the upper left will be the order form. And of course, we are now streaming all of our broadcasts. So if you have friends or relatives out of town, have them log on to d11.org, follow the quick link to D11 on TV, channel 16, and the streaming button is up in the left. And McCrimmon just watches this sail into the end zone for the touchback, and Palmer will once again start at the 20-yard line.
Good offensive series last time. Barry, of course, the big 60-yard run helped. But that's what Palmer needs to establish tonight, that they can play a little offense. As you can see, Cheyenne Mountain got a little offense going on that possession. So now we'll see what this second possession brings for the Terrors. Talking with the Terror coaching staff before the game. They were very interested in seeing that these kids could put some points on the board tonight.
Missing out of that Terror backfield is 6'3", 205 Austin Lopez. This inside handoff across the 23 to the 24. Good pickup on the carry. And that is Juan Torres, the senior. But Lopez is just one of those nasty kind of football players. Plays linebacker and plays running back, in a very hard individual to bring down, and so him out of the lineup leaves you with speed. Now the reverse bone, Torres in motion. He'll take the pitch and come to the near side. Nifty juke inside, but then he runs back into one of the recovering Indians. Torres brought down there by number 56, Chase Dietrich, 6'2", 185. So
watch the backside defense, Barry. When he tries to cut back, now watch right here, where he comes in and gets him from behind. Actually, had he not been there, there was a lane for him to run into. But because that weak side defender played disciplined defense, he was there when he came back to him to make the tackle.
Palmer spreads it out. Mason Lopez now throwing right down the seam. Has his man on the fly. This could be a Palmer touchdown. That is Terrell Bradford. Bradford breaks the tackle inside the 10 of Alex Ruiz. And just like that, the Terrors have answered. 3:23 on the clock. And the pass goes Lopez to Bradford. And a Palmer touchdown.
And I'm showing 78 yards on that one. Part of that was as good as it gets. Nice throw, nice catch. Outran the secondary for Cheyenne Mountain. And the Terror faithful now are having something to scream about.
And now on to do the kicking duties is Joel Holton. And Holton puts it up and through on his first attempt. Holton, a late addition to the roster as the kicker. And in his first action, gets the points, and now he gets the congratulations. There was my Uncle Roger on TV. We'll have to tell him that at halftime. Roger Erickson, class of 1957, just one of the many alumni here at Palmer. Very active in the Colorado Springs High School Palmer Alumni Association.
Nice throw, nice catch, nice run. Everything about that play you like. And what they took advantage of, Barry, was a weakness in that Cheyenne Mountain defense in the middle, because the Indians had started bunching up that line because Palmer was running the ball trying to run the ball so effectively. So the offensive staff for the Terrorists needs to be recognized for spotting the fact that they could run that hitch and go pattern and get the great result they got.
Travis Gordon on to do the kicking. Deep for Cheyenne Mountain is Keegan Moore, number 4, to the right of your screen, and also Stone Gargouche, the 525-pound junior. And Gordon scoots one down towards the 20 where it is picked up and brought down at the 35-yard line is Sam Hellam, the 5'6" junior. So he will get a return of 15 yards in the book. And the Indians trying to go up-tempo, much like is the rage in the National Football League this year.
Well, I couldn't catch my breath last night watching that game.
Inside give and going nowhere. Great penetration, fighting it off. That is Mason Lopez, the defensive end. Jaden Brown was the ball carrier. And Brown will lose a yard. Brown just a sophomore, 5'8", 140. And the skill positions is where most of those 14 graduates for Cheyenne Mountain were lost on this team.
Yes.
Offensive and defensive lines. Most of them return, so they are strong on the line. They're just trying to find the skill players. Bunch formation to the right, and Gould rolls to the right, able to get the corner, and he is upended. McCrimmon goes low and upends him at the 40-yard line. So that will be a gain of 5 and bring up 3rd and 5. And one more quick story on my uncle. Who says you can't find love late in life? He and Marge Swearingen graduated in 1957 from Colorado Springs High School right before it became Palmer.
Okay.
Goal out in the flat, complete. And nearly breaking a tackle, but down at the 42 is the intended receiver. That is Kai Case, the 6'4", 175-pound sophomore. And Case moves the chains for Cheyenne Mountain. But my uncle came down for his 50th high school reunion at Palmer a couple of years ago, and they renewed their friendship. It kindled into something a little bit more, and they got married a couple years ago.
Oh, sweet.
And they have been happily married since. And the sack. Palmer gets penetration and gets into Gould. That'll be a loss of 1.
You're never too old to find that, Barry.
2nd and 11 now for the Indians. 1:27 left to go here in the first period, and we are knotted at 7. Good battle brewing here at Gary Berry Stadium. Out into the flats. This one intended for Case. And it will be little, tall, and incomplete. 3rd and 11 now. Gordon will check back in for Willie Thompson, the senior, as Palmer changes up coverage.
Gould has a pretty good arm, Barry, but the one thing, he's got to learn to control it a little better. A lot of his passes sail on him.
Spread formation this time, shotgun for Gould. Obvious passing down. Here come the Terrors. Out into the open with an opportunity for it was Nathan Rusty, but the senior had it slip through his hands. It will be 4th and 11. Nathan Rusty, a tall target, but that one just a little bit too steep.
Now, last time I tell you, the ball sailed on him. This time you got a 6'3" receiver out there, Barry. Now watch the flight of this ball, folks, as it comes down. See, it's right up here, which is okay, because you see Nate's hands. He gets to the football. He just didn't bring it into his body in enough time to prevent the defense from
Indians going on 4th and 11. Into the flat, intended for Case. Down the right side, it's tall and incomplete. So Cheyenne Mountain turns it over on downs, not wanting to trust the punting game. They're going to give Palmer a short field at the 43.
Now, this says a lot about your special teams, in my opinion, Barry, because you didn't trust them to kick the football. Have to keep an eye on that as this game progresses so we can see why they neglected to let that punt team have a shot.
So Mason Lopez waiting for one last teammate. That is Terrell Bradford, who got the touchdown. The junior checking into the formation late. And that 78-yard hookup between Lopez and Bradford, the first points for Palmer on the year. And now timeout, Justin Rich and the Palmer Terrors. That is number 1.
Yeah. It's pretty good when Justin didn't like what he saw in the offensive formation. Too many people appeared not to know where they should be. So at that point, he did the right thing. Just go ahead and call a timeout, get your offense set so that they'll know where they're supposed to be and how they're supposed to get there.
There you see the Terror student section and the band right there, and Alex Gumper in the Terror cape, one of their golfers and our pregame guest.
Haven't seen Eagle Beak yet, though, Barry.
Oh, right there.
Well, that's on cue, huh? Right on cue. There's old Eagle Beak.
Eagle Beak throwing some punches. Heard you talking about him.
He's probably throwing them at me.
And, of course, Palmer doing a great job getting the proclamation for their homecoming week, a tradition started many years ago. Travis Gordon takes the pitch and comes around the right-hand side. He'll pick up a short gain of 1. And it will be 2nd and 9 inside of a minute. One more play here to get underway in the second period.
Look at the schedule, Barry. There are an awful lot of high homecoming games this early in the season. And in fact, you were telling me earlier they're playing the Bell game down in Pueblo this early in the season.
They are, yeah. The 113th edition of the Bell game between Central and Centennial. Mason Lopez running the option. Gordon takes the pitch, gets the corner. Travis Gordon inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. That is going to be a pickup of 16 for the senior. Gordon loses his shoe. Take a look at this one more time. Just single back option football.
Very well designed, Barry. Watch. If it comes to the quarterback, you pitch it out to the running back. If they go to the running back, the quarterback keeps it. Let's watch this again.
That's all red on the defensive end, and you can see the move made by Betterson, the linebacker.
Well, they're going to a
Not
hurry
a
up.
true end.
We'll catch that next time.
So now trips to the right, give it off to Gordon, and a big hole up the middle. Travis Gordon trying to make the man miss. He'll get brought down inside the 20 to the 19 with the tackle. That is Kai Case, or Case Kai. Or Kai Case. My apologies.
Well, no matter what else, Barry, it was a good run by Gordon.
Good run by Gordon. Good tackle by Case in the open field as Gordon was trying to sidestep him to the left.
That gives Gordon 100 yards already on the game, Barry.
And that is going to be the end of the first quarter, and an entertaining one here from Gary Berry Stadium. We are tied at 7, and Palmer is once again on the move on the Indians. You talk about the schedule. Last week, the 8-hour bus ride for Cheyenne Mountain. This week, a shorter bus ride across town to Gary Berry Stadium. Next week, they will host Vista Ridge and then host the Centennial Bulldogs after that before a trip to Pueblo. Those are the next 4 for them. For Palmer, here's one of the reasons that you got homecoming early. At Legend and at Fountain Fort Carson the next 2 weeks, and that puts you into the end of September. So if you want to have that September time date, it was now or the end of the year.
Yeah.
And so it was chosen for week 2 here. But we've got a couple surprising stories as we're waiting for this game to resume. Coronado Cougars 2-0 under Bobby Lizarraga. And don't look now. The kids talked about it in the open. Doherty is 2-0 atop of the 5A Pioneer, and that's not the volleyball team. They're there too, but the football team is 2-0 for the first time since 2006.
Now to tell a family secret, Chris Knoll did tell me that he thought the football team was going to be pretty good this year.
Lopez back, firing down the left-hand side, had a quick slant. The man was open, a little bit overthrown for Matthew Kirchie, the 6-foot senior.
Of course, Chris Knoll being the Doherty athletic director, he was pretty stoked about what his team might be able to do this year.
And they've been lopsided victories.
Yeah.
Even talking with David Eichmann before the game, because he was here last night when Doherty took out Eagle Crest and avenged last year's blowout loss, he said Doherty's for real. And this is going to be motion. The right guard jumping for Palmer. This will cost them 5. But David Joyson has the Spartans believing.
Oh, yeah.
And Joyce,
before the play, false start, number 73 offense.
Was the
5-yard penalty.
Big turnaround at Battle Mountain in the 3A level. That Battle Mountain is still seeing the dividends of that work. So maybe a quicker turnaround for Doherty. Now 2nd and 15.
Big tackle, top of your screen, Barry, getting out in the hurry.
Fake to Gordon, pitch it around the outside. We're going to have a flag. 2 flags come in. Inside the 10 goes Juan Torres, but I believe this one is going to be coming back.
I guarantee it's coming back. Anytime you see the lineman throwing flags, somebody got a little too intimate with a defender, and that'll be holding, and they'll bring that right back.
Let's see if we can find
holding.
That.
Number 31 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 2nd down.
Was Matthew Curti guilty of the infraction? And the way this offense is moving tonight compared to the way that they didn't move last week, Justin Rich did some shuffling on his lines during the week off, moving Josiah Black from tackle to guard, putting Christensen in at that guard. And it is paying dividends as this offensive line is opening some huge holes up the middle. Now the reverse bone with 2 wings. Lopez going down the near sideline. We are going to have a pass interference call as getting shoved out of bounds was Jeffrey Jackson. Now Jackson came back in after the shove. Keegan Moore had pushed him out of bounds.
Which he can do. But it was definitely illegal contact at minimum, pass interference.
At the maximum. And there you see the description of the push given. So Palmer was facing a 2nd and 21. And
pass interference, number 4 on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, and we're going to repeat 2nd down.
Yeah, that's too easy. That one's a little too easy.
So we'll move it down to the 15, and that is going to make it a 2nd and 5. And Justin Rich down talking to one of the sideline judges, side officials. So they'll say 2nd and 6, ball spotted at the 15-yard line. Lopez will keep it on the option. Big hole up the middle, and Mason Lopez is going to lope into the end zone. Mason Lopez gives the Terrors their first lead of the season at 13-7, 11:21 here in the second period.
Nicely designed play. Again, Barry, it was that option play where he had the option of reading what the defense was going to do and then deciding what he wanted to do.
Holton on for the kick, and the young man is 2 for 2. And a big low five from his coach. And the Palmer Terrors are on top, 14-7 here. 11:21 to go in the second, much to the chagrin of this homecoming crowd.
Well, let's take a look at this play again. Now watch right here. He's got the football. Now watch when he comes out here. He's looking here and he's looking here to see where he wants to go. He sees a gaping hole there. So he said, well, why not cut it back up and run? Let's see what we can get out of this thing. You see him switch hands, which might have been a little dangerous actually. But then he was able to get into the end zone. And unlike the Denver Bronco player, he dropped the ball, but at least he was in the end zone when he did it.
Matthew Christensen, number 68, the junior, in at the left tackle spot, doing a good job getting downfield as the backside pressure was coming from Cheyenne Mountain. He picked up 2 big blocks that left his quarterback wide open, and Lopez loping into the end zone. And now I can see why Justin Rich was so excited about Mason Lopez last year. And a big hole up the middle, special teams for the Palmer Terrors. And with the return for Cheyenne Mountain, that was Stone Gagouche, the 5'5", 125-pound junior, scooting his way out to the, where are they going to spot it? The 40. They still haven't set the ball down. I thought it was the 43, but they're looking at the 45. And they'll pick the 45. So that was a return of about 25 yards. Got in behind a wall, and now the offset stack eye for the Indians. Third man through in a big hole, knifing his way. Actually, that was Mitchell Gould, who started as the deep tailback in that formation. Kai Case was in at quarterback, and they'll return to that formation. But this time more of a reverse bone with the shotgun formation. Case taking over at quarterback. Give it to Gould. Gould around the right-hand side, nowhere to go. Back to the original line of scrimmage before he is wrapped up. In on the tackle is Avery Fadler, one of the linebackers the nose tackle for Palmer. It will be 3rd and 1 for the Indians. This time they'll offset the eye to the other side of Case. Just a straight power formation. Great penetration by the Terrors, and they've got Case in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 4. Knifing through is Brian Schultz, the senior, 5'10", 215. Schultz playing the will linebacker. Doing a great job of reading the seam on that. Brings up 4th and 5 for the Indians.
Excellent defensive pursuit here, Barry. Watch right here. Look at that.
Came in untouched,
and the good thing was, though, he made the tackle. Sometimes they come in untouched, they'll run right past the quarterback or a ball carrier. He made the tackle on that play. Good job.
Credit Alan Wilson with the assist. Now punt formation. Deep man back for Palmer is Andrew Leverton. Leverton makes the catch at the 10. Somebody's lost a shoe at the 20, and Leverton is out to the 24-yard line, so a gain of 14. And it was one of the Indians losing his shoe. Slips it back on and makes his way to the defense. That was Keegan Moore losing his shoe. So Palmer with another hold, forcing the punt on Cheyenne Mountain. And they take over.
Watch this return here, Barry. I thought he took a chance catching that football. The defense was coming down on him so hard, but he had time to catch it, and then he made the right step to the right to get upfield.
I'm not sure what our delay is, but they haven't. There is a
delay, and we have a holding on
Palmer. While the kick was in the air, the penalty will be enforced half the distance from the end of the kick. 1st and 10, Cheyenne.
So there's George Demetrio with the explanation. The flag was conveniently hidden about the 50-yard line, and that backs Palmer up. So they will spot this ball inside the 10. Justin Rich trying to get an explanation. So that ball spotted all the way back at the 7-yard line.
Another one of those spot fouls in high school where you assess the penalty from the spot of the foul. Now let's see what the Terrors do here.
Quick pitch to the right-hand side. Was that Torres coming around? Trapped behind the line, inside the 5. That'll be a loss of 3 back to the 4-yard line.
About the Cheyenne Mountain defense, they were having none of this. Watch on the top of your screen, folks. They had the quarterback covered. They had the running back covered. That's just nice, sound fundamentals there by the Cheyenne Mountain defense.
Parker Samuelson, the 6'1 senior, had it read, held his assignment on the backside with the motion going to the left and makes the tackle.
Defense is a lot about discipline, Barry, and they show good discipline in that play.
2nd and 13. Ball on the 4. Reverse wishbone. Give off to Gordon. Gordon fighting. Reaches it out across the 5. So it'll be a gain of 1 for Travis Gordon.
And that was about as tough a 1 yard as that young man will ever get in his life, Barry. Watch how many Indians are on him, and he's just dragging 2 of them. Actually got 2 yards out of that, looks like.
So it will be 3rd and 12. Got to be careful not to turn it over here. You have the momentum, up by 7. Now motion, and it's going to be Travis Gordon to the right, and Gordon will lose a yard. Once again, knifing through, getting at the feet was Brian Zur, the 5'9 junior for the Indians. The Indians doing a lot of substitution on defense, and that's going to force Palmer into a punt situation. Loss of a couple back just inside the 5. So it will be 4th and 12.
Not a big fan of pitching the football when you're deep in your own territory. I like the straight ahead power game at that point. You give the defense too much time to react when you're pitching and running wide sweeps and things like that.
Gordon gets the kick away, flags at the line of scrimmage, and this one is going to take a Terrors bounce and be down at the 49 of the Indians, but let's see what the flag is. Good job of Gordon getting it out of there quick. It was a high kick, but he got a little roll.
It's usually going to be all sides on the defense, Barry, but let's wait and see what illegal procedure.
It's going to be motion on the offense, so Gordon might have to get in there and kick that again.
Oh, I guarantee you he will have to kick that again. There's no doubt he's going to kick that again.
He was holding his right leg in the back as he was coming off. So now Stratton Case getting his helmet on. We may see Case get this kickoff. We will have to watch Gordon. Now Case comes back to the
Illegal
sideline.
formation on the kicking team. Half the distance. Replay, 4th down.
So Travis Gordon will go back in to kick. March it back to the 2-yard line.
You get a punt like he had on that last one where you got into their territory. Yeah, he's going to make them kick it again. And now the advantage for Cheyenne Mountain is that the second-string punter is in.
Gagush stands at the 45. Another high kick. Gagush takes it at the 41. Comes to the near side with a wall flag.
Holding.
And the tackle is made by Bobby Gregg, the junior for Palmer. But flag flies. Wait for the call. My partner is seeing a holding out there.
It's going to be holding, partner. Or he might call illegal block in the back, but it's going to be against Cheyenne Mountain, I guarantee you that. Oh, wait a minute. Now he's calling Coach Rich out, and I'm not sure what this is going to be about here. Could be a sideline warning, Barry.
So there you see the conference going on there, just inside the Palmer sideline there.
Let's see if we can take a peek here, Barry, while they're discussing.
There's no distance penalty. It's a sideline warning on Palmer, their first one.
Okay, so there's really no penalty. It's a sideline warning on Palmer. See, I thought the holding was right up the top of the screen there, but they didn't get that. Then I thought that might have been a block in the back. But the penalty actually turned out to be a sideline warning on the Terrors. And what a sideline warning means, Barry, is one of two things. Either someone is offering too much opinion to the referee, or the teams are not standing back off the sidelines enough for the officials to go up and down the field to administer the game.
Cheyenne Mountain throws it deep over the middle. The intended receiver is Nathan Rusty, and it's a little bit too tall. It will bring 2nd and 11.
They tried to go to
Second and 10.
They tried to go to Nate Rusty on a couple of those plays tonight, Barry. And I know he's tall, but they're not giving that young man a chance to make a play.
So now Case will come off into the split position in the spread formation. Gould in at quarterback. Beside him is Betterson. Coming off the corner of the Terrors, out into the flat. Completion is made. Good solid tackle. And a short gain down to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 4. And it will bring up 3rd and 6. Keegan Moore, the receiver, and Michael Montague, the defender, with a good sure tackle playing with that cast. But rolling out to the side away from the pressure that Palmer was bringing. Now Betterson is the back, Gould in at quarterback. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right in the 3rd and 6. Straight back is Gould out into the flats, and this one taking a chance on it and missing. Montague went for the interception, and Kai Case steps into the end zone with the completion and the touchdown. The 6'4" sophomore paying dividends there. And the Indians are within the extra point of tying this one up with 6:07 left to go.
Nice out route, Barry. You take a chance sometimes as a defender, and that time it didn't pay off.
Palmer gets through, but the kick is up and good. Palmer with good pressure, but Blake McNellis, the 6'1" senior, keeps his composure and pushes it through, and we are knotted at 14 with 6:07 left to go. Michael Montague getting consoling from one of his defensive coaches. That is the risk you take as an aggressive defender. Sometimes you step in there and try to make that play, and you get burnt by it.
And I tell you what, Barry, if I was a coach, and let's watch that play again. Now, folks, watch what happens here. So he's going to throw this ball out here, and see, he tried to make a play there for the football. I'm okay with that if I'm a defensive coach, because I like the aggression. I like the fact that you're playing the game. And sometimes you're going to get those, sometimes you're not. I like that play, though. I'll take that play from my defensive back, and I would encourage him to keep doing that because you don't want a defensive back to be playing scared. You want him to play.
And in that case, you wonder where what effect that cast had on Montague because he threw the casted arm up at the ball. Mm-hmm. If he wasn't carrying that little extra weight, maybe he gets it there for the bat away. This is going to be a touchback. Terrors will start at the 20-yard line.
Coach Harold Brown on the Palmer staff down on the Palmer bench and offering some words to the defense.
The younger of his two boys, Seth, playing down at Colorado State, Pueblo, for the Timberwolves. Actually, he's going to make the traveling squad this year.
How they do Saturday against Northern Colorado?
I did not see the final on that one, but I know they're going to be home in a couple of weeks. Oh, Lopez airs it out up the near side. Unable to haul it in was Matthew Curti, and now we've got late flags on the play.
I think they both got interference, Barry, on the defense.
So another big penalty play for Palmer. Nice to see Mason Lopez having the time and the ability to air this out. The running game for Palmer opening up the passing game here. There's one of the officials pulling a Trevathan and dropping the ball as he was moving upfield. Oranges for the officials. We got to remember that for halftime. Reverse wishbone, give off to Gordon. Gordon able to break a tackle. Comes to the near side. Has a block. Stays inbounds close to the 50-yard line, and he's out to the 49. Nifty run, pickup of 14 for Travis Gordon. And a good night underway for Gordon. He broke a long one for 60 plus on the first Terror drive that ended at the 2-yard line of the Indians.
I got the young man for 116 yards rushing already here in the first half, Barry.
Quickly back to the line. Spread formation, motion. Lopez has it, and he's just going to eat it back at the 40-yard line. That snap came in on the bounce. He couldn't handle it. Just gobbled it up and took the sack back at the 40. That'll cost the Terrors 9, bring up 2nd and 19.
Well, he actually did the right thing, Barry, because sometimes they'll get back there and they'll start picking the ball up and panicking. So you want to secure the ball first and then see what you can get, if anything, after you secure the ball.
2nd and 19, a whole lot better than 1st and 10 for the other guys at the 40.
That's a good point.
Very muggy night here in the booth. Very little airflow. We've got the windows open, which allows us to deal with the Palmer band down on the side when they fire up here on homecoming. Lopez in trouble, and he'll go down once again. Pressure put on by Zach Owen, the 6'4", 225-pound senior on that defensive line. The end. And this time, no fluke about it. This was just a rush sack created by the Indians, and that is going to bring up 3rd and a whole bunch for the Terrors.
Watch the Indians from the top of your screen here, top of your screen there. You got 2 guys coming. One misses, one doesn't.
So 3rd and 25 all the way back at the Palmer 34-yard line. 4:15 left to go before the half. Devin Klingman, DJ Stanek on the sidelines working for us tonight after hosting the pregame show. They will have the coaches' interviews. And now we've got a whistle stopping things. And delay a game against the Terrors. So it was going all good, and now it's going all backwards for the Terrors, partner.
You know, it goes like that, Barry. You get a team and they're playing well. They gain some confidence. One or two things happen. What we say at the beginning of the show, got to handle adversity.
Now 3rd and 29.
Uh-oh.
Lopez, and this one's going to get picked. Tackle is made at the 32-yard line by Torres. But now Cheyenne Mountain will have a short field and 3:51 to work with. And let's look at this from two different angles.
First one we're going to see, watch, when he goes back to throw, he wants to throw the ball out here. He does, but guess what? The defender was sitting there, and he was just looking at that play develop, and he did not even have to make much of an adjustment. Now watch from this side here, Barry, watch. See, the defender is sitting there, and he throws, and when you underthrow that play like he did, and you've got a defender sitting there looking, bad things happen.
Case playing center field, now back to live action. They give off the left side to Betterson, and the 5'10 senior bowls his way for a first down inside the 20-yard line. And this is a case of handling adversity. Palmer has done very well tonight. Now on the roll into the end zone and the touchdown. So the Indians strike in 2 plays. Sam Sheridan, the 6-foot senior, hauls in the catch from Gould, and the Indians are back on top, 20-14.
See, that's what you have to do, Barry. When the other team wants to give you a break, you want to take it. And
Blake McNellis on for his 3rd try of the night. And his kick is up and good. So with 3:32 left to go before half here at Gary Berry Stadium, the Cheyenne Mountain Indians answer, and they take a 21-14 lead. So 2 back-to-back touchdowns for Cheyenne Mountain to regain the lead after they had led.
Yeah, and one on a gift when you give them the ball that deep in your own territory.
There you see one of our student volunteers down on camera 3 working tonight. Shorts and a t-shirt and probably overdressed for the temperatures at that. It is a very hot and muggy night here in Colorado Springs. If you're listening to us or viewing us on the World Wide Web on the District 11 streaming site, thank you so much for the tune in that way, or joining us on Comcast Channel 16, Falcon Broadband 73. We have got an entertaining ball game for you tonight. Gordon takes it, steps back to the 1, straight up the middle. Gordon had 164 yards in returns on 7 returns last week. This time he's up to the 25, but a flag on the play is probably going to back the Terrors up on this one.
Yeah, that laundry come down on kick returns, Barry. Usually not good for the kick-off team, the kick receiving team, excuse me.
Cheyenne Mountain not using a whole lot of clock, scoring with a short field and 2 plays. Still 3:23 left to go before the half. If Palmer can spring a long run or hit a big passing play, and we've got to change, well, I don't know if we've got to change it.
During the return, block below the waist, Palmer, half the distance, 1st and 10.
But Stratton Case is checking into the ball game for the Terrors. And that penalty is going to back them up inside the 15, back to just outside of the 12-yard line. Stratton Case will come to the left-hand side of your screen here. Gordon the back behind Lopez. 3 receivers to the right side of your screen. And now they're going to spot the ball back at the 10. Waiting for the change to get set on the far side there. But trips to the right, 3:23 as we get ready to play. The quick pitch to Gordon around the right-hand side, and Gordon making some people miss up the middle. open field. Finally brought down from behind at the 35-yard line. So Gordon goes for 25 on 1st and 10 and gives Palmer a little room to work.
I'll tell you, Mr. Gordon has had himself a football game tonight so far, partner.
Add 25 more to his total, and now we've got a timeout taken by Cheyenne Mountain with 3:08 on the clock.
Well, they probably want the defense to figure out what they're going to do with this young man. Watch, one missed tackle there, another missed tackle there. There's a cut there, another missed tackle there, and then they finally will bring them down to the ground there.
Good blocking way downfield by the guard, Josiah Black, number 51, leading his former T-Bird teammate right up the middle for a huge gain. They'll spot the ball at the 36, so make it a gain of 26. 3:05 with the timeout taken by Cheyenne Mountain. So spread formation. And once again, Lopez and Gordon simultaneously keeping the handoff. It turns into loss of about a half yard. It'll be 2nd and 10. 2:50 and counting as Lopez comes over to talk to his coach and get the play. Palmer got the opening kick, drove 78 yards and turned it over on downs at the Cheyenne Mountain 2. And Cheyenne Mountain returned the favor, going 98 yards for the opening touchdown at 4:54. Now Lopez on the keeper, dragging one of the Indians along. That was Parker Samuelson, the 6'1 senior. But all the way out to the 40, call it a gain of 5. It will be 3rd and 6.
Watch the handoff now. It's going to come out this way, folks, before the Cheyenne Mountain defense drags him down.
.140 and counting before the half. Palmer sends 3 to the right. Lopez is going to roll that way. Now stop, and he will be sacked. He'll go down at the 34-yard line. So this will be a loss of 6. Out there on the protector was Travis Gordon, but Gordon held the block until he thought his quarterback was going to have the pass underway.
See, Lopez is going to come out here, Barry, but the problem is the Cheyenne Mountain defense is coming here too, and they able to get in and get him to the ground.
Good finish on the tackle by Zach Owen, and Cheyenne Mountain takes the timeout with 1:24 left to go on the clock.
Wise timeout.
4th and 12. Going to force Palmer into a situation trying to save a little bit of clock to see if they can hit a couple of play drives, get another short field. As you see, another shot of the full stands down below us on homecoming night for the Palmer Terrors.
Good to see, too. Good to see.
A lot of alumni in that group, and the student section standing up.
King and Queen will be crowned, and we'll have an interview. One of our students will have an interview with them sometime in the 3rd quarter.
And there you see the fans that made their way over from the Cheyenne Mountain area, over near the Broadmoor and Skyway areas.
And they travel pretty good, too, that Cheyenne Mountain bunch. And they do it pretty well at home, too. They pack it in that place up there.
So now Gordon stands back at his 23. High snap gathered in, and the kick is muffed. Ball is loose. And back on top of it, the big scrum underway. Looks like the Indians might have gotten back on top of it, though. Fortuitous bounce after the muff by Gagush. And coming out of the bottom of the pile was Alex Ruiz, saving the day for the Indians. So the punt backs the Indians up to the 31-yard line, where they will have 1st and 10 with 1:12 left to go. In a very tight, entertaining ball game, 21-14. Cheyenne Mountain broke on top. Palmer answered with back-to-back scores to take their first lead of the year at 14-7. But then back-to-back touchdowns by the Indians give them this lead as we approach halftime. 4-man front for Palmer. Spread formation for Cheyenne Mountain. Goal back, looking, under pressure, now fires down the left-hand side. And incomplete. The intended receiver over there is Nathan Resty. Dual coverage, Juan Torres and Terrell Bradford. In coverage on the deep zone for the Terrors. 1:04 on the clock, 2nd and 10. Palmer's defense the last time defended against an interception that was thrown by the offense. And now out into the flat and low. Good pressure brought on Gould by the Terrors. He had to get rid of it a little soon, and he bounced it into the flats, incomplete. It will be 3rd and 10. There you see Nathan Resty, 170-pound, 6'3" junior for these Indians. Spread the formation once again. Palmer showing 5 on the rush. Now this is a keeper for Gould right up the middle. Steps over the tackle attempt of Torres, ahead for the first down, close to the 45-yard line. They'll spot him at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 13 and a first down, stopping the clock with 53 seconds left. Cheyenne Mountain, 1 timeout left. Trips to the right side, they throw it the other way, and this one will be high, intended for Resty. So 2nd and 10, down to 45 seconds to go here in the first half. If you're Palmer's defense, you're looking for a turnover or at least a stop on downs. Preserve just his 7-point deficit. Now rolling out and under pressure, throwing back across the middle. Case with the catch. And he'll be spun down inside the 30 at the 29. Guy Case with the reception. Good pressure on Mitchell Gould, but he's able to get it away across the middle. There you see the rollout, trying to buy Gould some time and then throwing late across his body. Usually a dangerous throw, but this one pays off. With the tackle, it was Terrell Bradford. Ball loose on the ground in the back, and Gould is going to go down in a heap. That is going to be a loss of 8 on the play. The Terrors with a big sack. 23 and a half seconds left to go, and the final timeout taken by Cheyenne Mountain. 23 and a half ticks left on the clock, and they will face a second and call it 18. You can see Gould, quarterback design keep to the left, and he just puts it on the ground, and then he has to gather it back in. And then the Terrors convene. Matthew Curdy was the first one there. Terrell Bradford was the one that wrapped him up and threw him to the ground. So now Harold Brown out in his defensive huddle, trying to let his Terrors know exactly what he expects in this last 24 seconds. Coach Brown very technique-oriented. Which shoulder do you want to play? What technique do you want to use to get through? Second and 17, ball on the 36 for the Indians. They'll stack the receivers left and right. Palmer rushes 5. Good pressure, the rollout for Gould. Across the middle, this one nearly intercepted. Reading it was Malik McCrimmon. the senior, and one of the Terrors is hurt in the collision. Trying to pick up a number. I believe that is Matthew Curdy. Palmer runs a unique defense to say the least. Curdy is the T-back, McCrimmon's the free safety. But the Terrors had it pretty well scoped out. 3 players were converting on the intended receiver, who I believe was Case, number 14. Back across the middle, and that is Torres. There you see McCrimmon. Gets it once. That was Resty, the intended receiver. And this is the previous play on the sack. And that's a fine wrestling move right there by one of the Terrors. But taking a knee as they tend to the injured Terror. Let's take a look at that collision from another angle. There you see McCrimmon coming up from the free safety position. Breaks up the play. But then down and holding a knee, maybe a leg whip. Hopefully it is something minor instead of a major injury. And popping up to his feet, helmet off, is Curdy, and he will walk up under his own power. This 6 foot, 175-pound linebacker has had a whale of a first half for these Terrors tonight. Hopefully he can shake it off. You can see the pain and the agony on his face as he's trying to walk this off. Squinting. McCrimmon comes off the field as well. It's 3rd and 17 from the 36. Spread formation for the Indians here on 3rd down. Pressure coming. It's a keeper for goal right up the middle and room to run to the outside and brought down shy of the 25. Pickup of 9. It will be 4th down and about 8 from the 27 inside of 10 seconds. And there is the horn for the end of the first half. The Indians trying to get the clock stopped. But good pressure defense by the Terrors at the end of it. And it is 21-14 in favor of the Indians as the teams make their way to the locker room. And we are setting up our interview with Willie Roberts. DJ Stanek will have him down on the sideline here momentarily. Homecoming night for the Palmer Terrors, the band taking the field. Let's go down to that on-field interview with Coach Willie Roberts and DJ Stanek right now.
Hi, Coach. How do you assess the efforts of your defense in the first half?
Well, I think we're putting them in the positions we want to put them in. Just unfortunately, we haven't been able to get them off the field on 3rd and long. We've had some guys miss some tackles in some key positions, and we've given up some big plays. So hopefully we can shore that up in the second half, and we'll play better.
How are your efforts from this week to last week different?
I think we're making fewer mistakes. We're still making mistakes, but we're in the right frame of mind where we're eliminating some of those mental errors. So we're definitely seeing some improvement, but we're not where we want to be yet.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That's Cheyenne, Coach. Back to you, Barry.
Thank you very much, DJ, and good job, young man. Time for the Palmer Band. It is homecoming. We'll be back with the second half. It's a good one. The Indians 21, the Terrors 14. Come on back to the District 11 channel.
Welcome to Palmer High School. I remember when I arrived here as a freshman, it was pretty intimidating, but I'm here to reassure you that it's nothing to be apprehensive about. You're going to be just fine. Let me introduce you to our principal, Miss Laura Disney.
Welcome to Palmer High School, home of the Terrors. We hope that you'll find this video informational and answer some questions that you may have in your decision-making process.
When it comes to choosing a place for your high school education, Colorado Springs offers a lot of opportunities. We believe Palmer should be at the top of your list for consideration. When we thought about how to present our information, it seemed best to let you hear from those who know the most about Palmer, the students, parents, and staff who are here every day.
My kids have flourished in this educational environment. The teachers, the administrators have been nothing but helpful, and I can't say enough good about it.
The thing that I think is really special about Palmer is there's a place for every kid to fit.
Yeah, high school can be scary, you know. It can be. You know, you can get nervous and it's like a big crowd. It's a lot of people not used to it. You know, moving up, you can feel kind of nervous, but don't be. I mean, there's somewhere you're going to fit in somewhere. Here at Palmer, yeah.
There are 4 specific things that make Palmer stand out among Colorado Springs high schools: our traditions, our diversity, the opportunity for involvement, and of course, academics. First, the traditions.
Palmer was the original Colorado Springs High School, so we have a lot of tradition because we are in the downtown area. We experience a diverse student population, ethnically, socioeconomically, culturally, and experience-wise.
Palmer's special because the inherent tradition that it has, being the first high school in Colorado Springs, and growing up in Colorado Springs, that's the first thing I always thought of. There's only one Palmer High School, and that's the one right downtown. And it was always exciting as a young kid going downtown and seeing the Palmer statue and knowing that that's part of Palmer High School and you're going to be going there, and just the excitement that this is the main school in town.
Palmer's rich history includes the tradition of great teachers and a first-rate education.
We have high academic standards at Palmer, so that's the first thing to recognize. If you come into Palmer, you are going to be challenged academically, regardless of what level you come in at.
If your goal is a globally relevant, rigorous secondary education, Palmer is a great choice.
The most important thing at Palmer High School is academics. Kids are going to come into Palmer High School and leave Palmer High School extremely prepared for whatever career field they're looking for, whatever education they're looking for, because we have so many different offerings academically.
We also are very intentional about providing the support for our students. We have a full-time tutoring center that students opt to go to. Our teachers are always available to help students, and it's very important to our staff in maintaining that tradition of excellence to be available for students.
I have teachers who are willing to push me, and I really love that. Like, I don't think education should be easy in any way, but I don't think it should be too hard that we can never attain our goals and like get the grade we want. And I think we have a perfect medium here at Palmer.
You know, I think the thing for my colleagues here at Palmer is that everybody really cares that students get to the next level, whatever that next level is.
Every high school has opportunities to get involved in extracurricular activities. At Palmer, involvement is taken to new heights.
There are so many opportunities to become connected at Palmer that really it takes more work to not be connected than it takes to be connected.
One of the greatest things that we have here is the opportunity for our students to be connected and involved.
Art clubs and foreign language clubs and strategy clubs and game clubs and community service clubs. I really do think Palmer has a place for everybody to fit, and I don't think every high school has that.
In our conversations with staff, parents, and students, one positive Palmer attribute that kept coming up was our diversity. There are so many parts to Palmer that the diversity is what brings us together.
What makes Palmer special is the diversity. Just different people. You can meet different people and you can see this group, you know, and you can hang out with this group and then move to this group without people judging you, you know.
The things that make me the most proud about Palmer are the diversity. When you walk into a school, you have a certain feel in that building, and regardless of whether you're a white student or an African American student or a student from very high socioeconomic means, there's a place for you to become connected at Palmer.
The world's a diverse place. America's a diverse place. And if you're in a high school that's completely sheltered and keeps you hidden from the world, and you're just dealing with certain type of people, then you get in the real world and it's really shocking. And you're like, wow, I never knew it was like this.
I think that being able to be at a school that isn't just the same people all around, I think it helps me learn every day in a new way, different things than I could if I was at a school that was all the same. I can build my knowledge on that, and I really appreciate that you can build upon yourself every day because of the people you meet. So I think diversity is a really important key thing to education.
Palmer is a great environment. Diverse, very, very diverse. I love the diversity. And the way my kids are in contact with many other cultures and many other experiences.
So this education, from top to bottom, it is solid. And I wouldn't exchange it. I wouldn't send my kids. I don't send my kids to any other school. My kids come here and they'll continue coming here because of what they get out of the high school and how they can step in the real world, especially an academic institution, and be prepared for what it has to offer.
I like the school. I was really concerned about the school when we were choosing high schools, and the open campus was really scary. I didn't know how to approach that and deal with that. But the kids learn a level of responsibility and freedom that's really necessary for them to learn for the future life. So I think all around, Palmer's a very positive environment.
So this year's just been really crazy and hard and hectic, but it's been super, and I think this is my favorite year already. And just the teachers at Palmer are phenomenal, and I would not want to go to any other school because of it would mean leaving this amazing academic program.
By now, you're more informed about what our school has to offer. Of course, the real experience can only be gained by coming here. I hope you will consider our school as a choice for your education. I'm Megan Ohms. I'll see you in the hallways.
Graduation marks a significant event in every student's life. It's significant because it's the completion of a journey students began years ago. At the same time, it's a passport to their future. And when you see the students and the emotion that is part of that day, there's excitement. There's a little sadness to leave friends as they embark on their new lives. There's a little anxiousness. And when you see all those emotions wrapped up inside of that day, you know it's a special day for them. You know, I think it's important that each of those students receive their moment in time as they get their diploma. And I think it's important that each of them are recognized as their name is called. As they walk across that stage, that's their moment. That's their moment in time to be seen as a graduate of Colorado Springs School District 11. The outcome of all our efforts is the handshake, sealing the deal as our students walk the stage of graduation. It symbolizes our core business, educating students. The walk of a graduate across the stage is the moment of real reward for all of us. When I shake each of their hands, every one of them is different. Every one who crosses that stage is different. Their handshake is different. Some are rough hands, some are soft hands. Some of them add a hug to their handshake. Some of them aren't sure which hand to extend. But they are all so different. And that's how I look at each one of them as they cross that stage, from the first to the last. What is not different is the smile on their faces. It's just a great day for students, their parents, and their families. Everyone is so excited, both at the completion and the hopeful future that graduation represents. If you're like me, graduations fuel that desire to continuously create awesome for the following year's graduates. So I begin thinking about the next school year during our graduation season. What's it going to be like next year when we have another class graduating? I start shaping my thoughts and begin working towards creating awesome for the next school year. I think about the fact that every single employee in our district pays the pathway to this day, our students' journey. Imagine our 2013-14 8th grade students. who are so excited to only have a year left in middle school. This is our class of 2018, and our middle schools, they prepare them for that every day. Our first grade through fifth grade teams are preparing for the classes of 2021 to 2025. Imagine the number of bus rides, the number of meals, the number of tutoring hours to reach this day. Imagine the number of supervision hours, comforting hours to reach this day. Just imagine the number of addressed maintenance needs to reach this day. Just imagine the collective efforts that allow a district to meet this day. It is truly a result of a synergy of effort. Let's welcome our 2013-2014 kindergartners. Their journey is just starting, and we will all work to create awesome for them so that they can reach that day and be the graduating class of 2026. The bottom line for me, public education is a foundational piece of American society. Being that foundational piece is important to not only our graduates and their families, but also our community. For me, it's who I am. I stand up for public education. When you look at our students who walk across that stage, it's incumbent upon us to provide the best quality education we can provide them. That is our goal. That is what drives us every day when we choose to create awesome in the classroom, on the school bus, in the cafeteria, in the office. That is why I get up every morning, to make sure when our students walk through our doors that they are going to receive a quality D11 education. As I listen to the students who speak at graduations each year, they speak to their peers and reflect on their years in school and the future. Then they turn their focus to when they cross that stage, what their future holds, and who they will become, the future leaders in our society. And guess what? They become what they once dreamt. I've seen it happen. Our graduates are in this community and all over the world, creating success for themselves and their communities and giving back. We all should be proud of the awesome work we do to get our students to this point. It is why we do what we do.
And now down to the field where Devin Klingman has Justin Rich, head coach of the Palmer Terrors.
All right, we're here with Justin Rich, coach of the Palmer Terrors. And let me ask you, Coach, how would you assess the improvements of your team from last week to this week?
Well, we got a couple of long scoring strikes, but we still got to take care of things up front. So we're playing a little bit better defense, still making too many mistakes to be as successful as we need to be.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Devin. And Justin Rich seeing some improvement from week 1 to week 2. Of course, last week they were in an early hole and never climbed out of it, losing 50-0 to Montbello. But tonight they got down by 7. They answered with 2 touchdowns, but then gave up 2 touchdowns, showing a quick strike capability. We will see how this second half transpires. Cheyenne Mountain and Palmer in a good one here in week number 2 from Gary Berry Stadium. Glad you were along. Barry Reed, Walter Johnson bringing you the game, as well as our students, bringing you the camera work, and Devin and DJ Stanek handling our pregame show duties and our interviewing duties. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Louie's Pizza for providing dinner for the staff and students for the production this evening. Louie's Pizza is a longtime supporter of School District 11. Call one of Louie's 5 locations to find out more about their Straight A program, rewarding students with free pizza for their academic achievements. Our thanks to Louie and all his staff at Louie's Pizza for all they do for the students of Colorado Springs School District 11. Well, walking around down on the track at halftime, checking with Matthew Curti, the linebacker for the Palmer Terrors, who was in that massive collision at the end of the first half. His knee is a little sore, but he's moving around pretty well on it. He thought it shouldn't keep him out at all. Down there on the sidelines, getting some water right now, talking to a couple of his defensive teammates. Cheyenne Mountain will start with the ball. This game opened in a very good way for Palmer as they took the opening kickoff and went 78 yards, only to get stopped at the 2-yard line, turning it over on downs as the Indians held on 4th down. Travis Gordon busted a 60-plus yard run on that series, the big chunk of yardage. Unfortunately, Cheyenne Mountain went the other way, 98 yards. It was capped by a Mitchell Gould 48-yard touchdown run that made it 7-0. Then Mitchell Lopez hit Bradford for a long touchdown. And we are back underway here in the second, out to the 25 with the return. The tackle made for Palmer by number 53, Dylan Mealis. And the Indians will start at the 25-yard line. Palmer defense was able to get the Indians in some 3rd and long situations. Indians able to convert on a couple. But now here we get ready to go. First possession of the second half. The lone back for the Indians is Betterson. Spread the formation, 3 to the right. Give to Betterson up the middle. He'll be ahead for a couple. Knifing low, coming up with the tackle was Brian Schultz, one of the Palmer linebackers. Schultz, the Will linebacker. Pickup of 3, going to bring up 2nd and 7. Back to the spread formation, 3 receivers right, the tight in the slot. Rolling out this time is Gould, and a lot of room to roam. Down the sideline, picks up a block, and Malik McCrimmon knocks him out of bounds finally, but not until well after a first down. This play is going to be spotted at the 40. See, well, they'll spot at the 43-yard or 44-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 15, just on a design quarterback keeper rolling out there. Pass option, but you see the good coverage by the Terrors downfield. Just nobody in the short zone. And this is going to be Gould getting sacked. Knifing in, making the play was Tristan Adamson, the 6'3", 180-pound senior defensive end. That will be a loss of 5 all the way back inside the 40. It will be 2nd and 15. Partner, kind of the way this game has gone. Cheyenne Mountain makes a play, Palmer makes a play. And this is going to be offsides encroachment on the Terrors. Getting a big jump on the near side was Mason Lopez. And once you get that long 6'6" body going, it's tough to stop it.
Well, got news for you. You get a 6 foot.
Before the play, encroachment, number 12 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
So 2nd and 10. Penalty wipes out the yards lost on the sack. Gould looks over to the sideline, gets a new play from his coaches. Spread formation. Palmer rushing just 4. Screen is set up and dropped by Betterson. Hit him in a bad place, right in the hands. And take a look at the replay, see the blocking wall that was out in front of Betterson.
Oh, this thing was set up so nicely. Watch right here. And right here, they got the blockers out there. All he had to do was catch the football, and that might have been a big play for the Indians.
3rd and 10. Pressure coming. Deep ball, and this one's nearly going to be intercepted. It hits the ground. The deep man in the 2 deep coverage was Montague, and it short hopped him just a little bit. He made a dive for it, but again, he's working with a cast on his right arm, so very tough to make that catch. Punting time for the Indians as the Palmer defense rises up on the first drive. Andrew Leverton is back. The 6'1 senior stands just inside his 15-yard line.
I'll give him an A for effort for even being on the field tonight there. Delay a game on Cheyenne Mountain.
Or legal substitution.
Ooh.
Five-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Now what do you do?
So makes it 4th and 5. I think you stay in punt formation. But this aids your punter. Case stands at his 35 awaiting the snap. That drives Leverton back to his 10. High snap controlled by Case and a good kick. Bounces like a 9-iron and stops at the 15-yard line. I wish I could get my 9-irons to stop at that from 60 yards away. 10:21 left to go here in the 3rd period. And now the Terrors, after making their halftime adjustments on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive adjustments work as they got Cheyenne Mountain into a long-distance situation, forced the punt. Now we'll see what the offense has done. There you see the Cheyenne Mountain bench.
Mm-hmm. Well, a happy bunch over there, Barry, with a 7-point lead. And playing a better football game than they played last week on the road.
Trips to the right. Pitch out to Gordon, trying to find a seam. Gordon dips in, setting up a block. Cuts back out, and he's all the way out to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for the Palmer Terrors.
Well, Gordon had 141 yards in the first half. Now he comes out and breaks off 14 here. He's having a pretty good football game tonight.
Gordon transferred as his folks moved from the Wasson district into the Palmer district just to get Travis used to his Palmer teammates in the middle of last season. And now he's had a full season, or he will have a full season with Palmer. So his parents beating the rush of the Wasson repurposing. They give off the McCrimmon on a reverse, breaks one tackle, but then he is swarmed under, and this is going to be a big loss inside the 25-yard line. We'll call it a loss of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10.
See, when McCrimmon looked back, instead of just reacting, that's when he lost it. Because the defense was sitting there waiting for him to come back to him. And when he did, they were able to get that 6-yard loss.
Correction, just 2nd and 14. See if Palmer can dial up one of these big plays that they have hit for tonight. Trips to the left, Gordon in the back. Shotgun for Lopez, pitch it to the left side for Gordon. Running hard out across the 30, gets to the 32. It'll be a pickup of 7. And that will set up 3rd and 7 for the Terrors. A little more manageable than that double-digit yardage.
Yeah. The only thing I'm taking exception to, Barry, is if you're going to run Gordon, why are you pitching it to him and running him out wide? Just let him get the ball and let him see what's available to him and let him make some decisions. Got 159 yards rushing tonight. He can find a hole and spot a hole.
Big 3rd down here early in the second half, and see if they call this encroachment, the right side of the, and they will, encroachment on the Indians.
Encroachment, number 59 on the defense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
So 3rd and 2, Palmer needs to break the 39-yard line.
Much more manageable 3rd and 2. Top of your screen, folks, you'll see the Indians getting a little jumpy. Actually, he was out of our picture. One of the guys that jumped right there in the middle of your screen is another guy. A little jumpy there.
But a good job by Mason Lopez drawing them off with his cadence. And a much more manageable 3rd and 2. They're going to throw down the left-hand side. The pass a little bit too quick. Looking for Juan Torres. In coverage there for Cheyenne Mountain was Sam Sheridan, the 6-foot senior. That ball was thrown well before Torres had cleared the receiver on the wheel route.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be 4th and 2 from the 47. Gordon back in kick formation. Gargouche stands back at his 26. And a good driving kick by Gordon. Sends Gargouche back. He'll have to let it bounce. And it will die inside the 15, close to the 10. Covered there by Terrell Bradford, the junior. Hustling down to make a special teams play. So we talked in the pregame show about how Gordon was going to have to be special filling in for Lopez. And with his yardage tonight, his punting tonight, and even a few plays on the defense,
I think he's been rather special.
Not to let him get too big of a head, and I'll probably hear from his mom, Stephanie, but kind of like Ronnie Hillman of the Broncos, can use a little work on his blocking.
Yeah.
A couple times he's released or not picked up quite well enough, and that has allowed pressure on Lopez. But pretty good night for Gordon all around. 2 in the backfield now for Cheyenne Mountain, and a whole host of terrors as they are going to drop the ball carrier, who is Betterson, back and now they're going to spot him about the 11, so a loss of 1 should bring up 2nd and 11.
Nice swarming defense that time by the Terrors, Barry.
The confidence in this Terrors team, both offensively and defensively, after last week's debacle, drubbing, whatever D word you want to use for it, downright dreadful performance. And this is Gould on the keeper after the fake up the middle, and he will be across the 15 out to about the 17-yard line. He'll bring up a 3rd and 5. But with every play that the game is close like this, Palmer's confidence should be building. And if they hit a play and they get this thing tied back up, confidence that much more.
I would definitely concur with that.
Spread formation out into the flat and through the arms. Pass intended for Alex Ruiz, and the 6'1 senior let it get into his chest and it bounced off the shoulder pads. So punt coming from inside the 20. And Leverton will drop back for the Terrors.
Let's go. He's going to throw it out here, folks. And once it gets out there, it hits him in a bad spot, right in the hands.
Had he been able to hang on to it, he'd have had some room to run as Torres had overrun the top of that pass. Good protection for Case. Leverton takes it at the 42 and room to run. Gets across midfield, and after a gain of about 10 on the return, he will be smothered. And the Terrors will start the possession in Indian territory. So the defense has risen up twice now. The offense has shown the ability to move the ball. And they have worked themselves into a short field situation here with 6:27 left to go in the 3rd period.
Well, there's no such thing as moral victories, in my opinion, Barry, but if I'm on that Palmer coaching staff, I've got to like what I'm seeing out of my team tonight and the maturity and the growth I think I'm seeing out of this team.
Give to Gordon straight up the middle, and that's going to be a hard-fought one. Betterson waiting for him just across the line.
Well, if you're going to run those big guys up front for Cheyenne Mountain, you have to get them blocked, and they didn't do a good job of blocking on that play. Got to get some movement.
Lopez makes his way back to the huddle after conferring with his coach near the sidelines. Justin Rich standing a good 15 yards behind his offense. And here's a little end around and lots of room to run. This is Joshua Nelson, a junior. And Nelson is ahead down to the 35-yard line with the first down. That's a gain of 13 for Joshua Nelson. 5'10" junior. Getting the carry, moving the chains.
It was a nice play call, partner, because everybody is focusing so much on the man that has done so much damage tonight that they forget that somebody else can carry the football, and they faked the Gordon and then gave the ball to
pitch out to Gordon. He's able to make the first man miss, puts the ball on the ground, and Cheyenne Mountain's on top of it. Brian Zur, the 5'9", 130-pound junior, makes the strip. Gordon puts it on the ground.
That's just tackling the football, Barry. Watch what happens here. See, he went right there and just tackled that football. Watch it one more time.
Actually, that's Owen with the strip. Zur gets off the ground there and hustles back to the ball.
That's just putting the arm on the football and knocking it out of there.
So Palmer with an interception and a fumble tonight. See if Cheyenne Mountain can cash on this turnover. They take over at the 37-yard line. Palmer with the four-man right. Now sends two. Rolling out, Case pushes off, no flag, and then drops the ball after it comes to him. Doing battle there with Bradford.
Boy, you
take a look at this again, and a battle going down there, and Case with a big push off.
Yeah,
then you see it right in his hands.
Got a little late to watch the excessive contact by the offensive player.
So now slot right, two receivers to that direction. Motion man come around, and with the give off right up the middle and right into the teeth of that Palmer defense. That was Gargos with the carry. Cheyenne Mountain looking to up the tempo once again inside of 5 minutes here in the third with a 7-point lead facing a 3rd and 8. They need to be outside the 47 for the first down. Palmer with pressure. And Gould able to break away into Palmer territory down close to the 40-yard line and a first down. And one of the Terrors behind the play getting up a little injured. That is going to be a gain of 21 if they spot it at the 40. That looks like where they are going to be out of bounds. So a pickup of 20 on the scramble from Mitchell Gould. The senior carrying this team. The offensive and defensive lines are experienced. Gould took over midway through his junior year at quarterback because of his skill set. And he has been pretty good in this offense tonight. But they're waiting for the skill positions to mature. Now Palmer with the encroachment. No whistle. 3 receivers to the right for the Indians. High snap, Betterson with it, and he'll be brought down. Good job pinching and closing by Bobby Griego, the linebacker, 6'3", 180. Griego holds the gain to about half a yard, so we'll call it 2nd and 9. Gould up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Pressure coming out into the flat, and what a tackle! I don't know if Matthew Curdy
threw a flag.
Is feeling good or not, but that hit, did a flag fly? It sure did at the 40 in the Palmer sideline. The crowd is just in disbelief. Curdy with a well-timed hit after the catch.
Now they may call helmet to helmet. That could be the only thing I can imagine. But that looked like a textbook tackle from here.
Let's take a look at this one more time. We do have the advantage of the replay.
Let's take a look now. Watch when he throws this ball out here. Now watch right there. Oh, that's textbook.
Personal foul, number 31 on the defense.
Oh, that's
illegal helmet contact, 15 yards.
Roll that back for me, guys. I think when the officials see this, they're going to wish they hadn't called this one. Now, let's go ahead and roll that again, and we're going to freeze this right at the point where he takes the hit. And I'll tell you why I say they're going to not like this call. Now, watch right there. See, you see, his helmet is up here, and his helmet's in his chest. That's legal. That's a textbook tackle. They're not going to like that call when they see the replay.
Out into the flats, incomplete. Intended once again for Resty.
That's one of those plays where...
And on one of those replays, it did look that way. The head of the receiver snapped forward because the helmet of the tackler was in the chest. So it wasn't a helmet-to-helmet per se. John Lynch got a $45,000 fine from the NFL for almost an exact hit many years ago when he was playing for the Denver Broncos.
Maybe not once either.
But it was a first down on the personal foul penalty. Trips to the left now as we have 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. And Gould straight up the middle. Now he flares out to the right-hand side, running hard inside the 20 for a gain of about 5.
Trust me, folks, George Demetrio will let me know if I'm wrong on this call, but I do not think I'm wrong on this call. It looked worse than it was, and that was the problem. Because the head snapped, because his helmet went into the guy's chest, it looked worse.
And I'm with you. When I was growing up playing football, they said stick their face mask in the guy's numbers.
And if you can't do that, you can't play football.
Keeper for Gould, and Gould, not much room to run, might have even lost a half a yard. This will bring up 4th and 5 for the Indians. But wow, what a hit by Curdy. And let's credit kind of lost in that is the Cheyenne Mountain receiver held on to that ball.
Yes.
It wasn't a hit that jarred the ball loose.
That's a good point, partner.
The receiver held on to the ball. We have got a field goal attempt coming from the 26-yard line. It'll be up 36.
If they got there.
And it is no good. He hooked it left. It was McNellis with the kick. So trying to add to the 7-point lead from 36 yards out, McNellis is wide left, and the Terrors will take over. Unhurt by the personal foul penalty that gave Cheyenne Mountain a first down. I believe that penalty came on a 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the replay on this kick from the south end zone camera 3.
It had the distance. It just didn't have the accuracy.
Hooked it to the left.
Wide left.
Good work by our student down there on camera 3. Student volunteers bringing you all the shots, working in the trucks, hosting our pregame show, conducting our sideline interviews. Straight up the middle for the Terrors goes Travis Gordon. And Gordon is ahead for a short gain out to the 22-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 2. But I think deep down, the coaches look at this film. They are going to be very impressed with the improvement of their teams.
I agree.
From week 1 to week 2. And they both talked to us about the growth.
Yeah, both coaches.
So they've got to be happy with at least that aspect. Unfortunately, somebody's going to have to win and somebody's going to have to lose. Late setup, crossbuck action by the Terrors, and going down in a heap is Terrell Bradford. Getting through to make the tackle was Brian Zur, the junior, 5'9". Linebacker reading it all the way, maintaining his responsibility.
He was having absolutely none of that.
But now we've got a conference on the field once again. We've got a flag sitting at the 20-yard line.
Let's see what that's all about.
And Mason Crosby backing the Palmer huddle inside the 10-yard line. So Palmer might be assuming it's against them. We'll get it from the man himself, George Demetrio, with the explanation.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting number 16 on Palmer, half the distance to the goal. Third down.
Oh boy. Taunting on Jeffrey Jackson, the junior. Costly as it puts his team into a hole. They're inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. It is 3rd and 22. And Justin Rich getting an explanation.
He doesn't know what constituted taunting. I'll guarantee that's what he's asking down there.
Mason Lopez comes over to the side to talk to his coach to find out how his coach wants to get out of this massive hole that Palmer finds themselves in. And this kind of brings up the point about Trevathan last night in the Broncos game. Showboating a little bit, had a chance to put his team up by 32, ended up costing his team losing the fumble. And here's a big hole for Travis Gordon trying to pick it all up. He's going to pick up the better part of it. He'll pick up 11, and it will be 4th and 11. They'll spot the ball at the 19. Take a look at that last run on the addition of a stellar night for Travis Gordon.
Toss sweep. He cut back toward the middle of the field. He's going to go to the left, but he cut back to the middle. Found an opening there, but the Cheyenne Mountain defense reacted very well. They're going to break off that big run.
Closure in this game, very important no matter what level you play it at.
That's true.
Gordon with another good kick, takes a Palmer bounce, and a nice roll. Line of scrimmage was the 18. The ball will be down at the 38 of Cheyenne Mountain. So a 44-yard kick for Travis Gordon. Helps to turn the end of the field. Now that Palmer defense, which has been good here in the second half, needs to stop the Indians one more time. Turnover in this end of the field would be huge.
Or even a 3 and out.
It is homecoming here for the Palmer Terrors in week 2. And at the end of the quarter, we will introduce you to the King and Queen for 2013 at Palmer High School. Trips to the right. Goal with the inside give off to Betterman, and Betterman room to run. Flag on the play. This one will probably be coming back. Brian Schott, the Will linebacker, had ranged over to put the stop on Betterson.
I love it when offensive linemen get their hands up saying, "Who, me?"
Holding Cheyenne Mountain.
See if we can catch the hole. Look at the top of your screen, folks. We'll see if we can catch that
Offense,
hole.
number 61, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
I see 61.
Remains first down.
Not seeing 61 in the picture yet.
They're on the right.
They're on the right there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Oh, there it is. There was the jersey tug.
1st and 19 for the Indians. And ball on the ground. There is the turnover for the Terrors needed. Did they get on top of it? Still loose. And the Indians get back on top of it. The Terrors trying to pick it up and run with it. It'll be spotted at the 20, a loss of 9. And it'll bring up 3rd and 28. And we will pick up action. There you see it kicked, and instead of falling on it, trying to pick it up, that left it loose.
Yeah, 2 players fighting for it. What happened, buddy?
And the Indians able to recover. So instead of the Terrors starting the 4th quarter at the 20 of the Indians new life with 3rd and long. We've played 3. It's the Indians 21-14. Let's throw it down to Devin Klingman. She has the King and Queen of Palmer High School class of 2013 homecoming. Devin, take it away.
All right, we're here with Michael Wells and Peyton O'Driscoll, our homecoming king and queen. First, Michael, tell me, how does it feel to be Palmer's first homecoming king in a very long time?
I think it's really an honor, and I'm really glad that people voted for me, because for the last probably like 10 years, the drum major has won like Morp King, and so it's really an honor that I got voted, and I just thank everyone. So.
Awesome. And Peyton, how does it feel to be homecoming queen?
It's most definitely an absolute honor. It's been a great experience, and I'm really thankful that my peers are super supportive. And yeah, it's been a wonderful experience. It's awesome.
All right. Thanks, guys. Back to you, Barry.
Thank you very much, Devin, and a very happy pair of terrors right there. And partner, the addition of our students into the pregame and doing the sideline duties, definitely amping the broadcast up, making us stumbling fools look a lot better.
Well, I want to tell you, Barry, the quality of this broadcast has gone up by leaps and bounds.
2nd and 28. They throw a screen. Betterman with it. Schott chases him down, keeps it to a short gain. Good job by Brian Schott, the Will linebacker. Now Schott is down, cramping up, trying to stretch out. Betterson slow to get up as well. Ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 24. Very hot, muggy night in Colorado Springs.
Oh, it is that.
Up here in the booth, we'd rather be down on the field because it's about a half-degree cooler. There you see Lopez charging, forcing the throw. Screen set up, but Schott getting inside the blockers and getting help on the outside. Good play by the Palmer defense.
Just got back from the East Coast, partner, where it is a little muggy out there. I must have brought it back with me because this is about as muggy as I've ever experienced here in Colorado Springs.
Wholesale substitutions now by this Palmer defense as they are looking at Betterson, the Indian, inside the 25 there. Looks like he is just cramping up, so a lot of the players getting down, getting a chance to stretch. Some of the Terrors coming over to the sideline for some of the Gatorade, some of the water.
I'm surprised it hasn't
hydration,
up
that's
before
the
now.
word I was looking for.
Yeah.
And of course, he's carried the ball big time for the Terrors tonight, but Travis Gordon with some water bottles going to the defense coming off the field. Going, here you go, fellas, here's some water too.
Well, he's done everything else tonight. Why not?
Well, credit his mom, Stephanie, for that one, raising that fine young man.
Well, as we always say, partner, if there's anything good about an athlete, mom, it's all about mom.
It's all about mom.
Ain't no doubt about it.
You see them working on the player for Cheyenne Mountain. We believe that is number 40, Patrick Betterson, the 5'10 senior, who has had a solid night running the ball, playing defense for the Indians. Both of these teams looking for the first win of the 2013 campaign. And somebody's going to walk out of Gary Berry Stadium with that first victory. 11:43 left to go. The Indians on top, 21-14. A break in the action gives us a chance to remind you that if you'd like to own a copy of this or any of the action we're bringing you here on the District 11 channel, we've got 3 ways for you to get it. By email at channel16@d11.org. By phone at 520-2269. You can even order online at d11.org. At the bottom of the homepage, you will see a quick link for Channel 16, D11 on TV. The upper left will be the order form, just $3 for a DVD. And a chance that to remind you that we are now streaming all of our coverage live. So if grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle, somebody lives across the country, they have a chance to watch their niece and nephew, grandson or granddaughter in action here in Colorado Springs with our web streaming service. There you see some of the Palmer home faithful watching this homecoming game 2013 edition. Good work by one of our students there on camera too.
There's a full house down there, partner. I'll tell you what, there might be just as many folks behind that crowd as there are in the stands.
There you see a little cutie pie, San Clemente, California. Partner, look that up on your iPad. What's the temperature in San Clemente? We might have that beat. It is that warm that you would think that it's warmer probably than some places on either of the coasts right now.
You are not kidding. Of course, everybody knows that San Clemente is the home of one of our former presidents, the late Richard Nixon. See if we can find some information out on San Clemente.
Good news for Betterson. He is up and making his way, although gingerly off. Hopefully it is just a cramping, and they can work that cramping out, and that young man can get back to play tonight. 3rd and 24 after the break. Ball spotted on the 24-yard line. Indians up by a touchdown. Terrors need to get off the field defensively here. Gould is back facing some pressure. Throws over to the middle, and this one's almost picked off. In and out of the hands of Joshua Nelson, the junior. And he had some room to run, read it deep over the middle. Made the break on the ball. Had the Christmas present. Turns out he didn't like it enough.
This is why defensive backs are defensive backs, Barry. You hit them in the hands and they don't quite stay there. Nice play on defense, though. And partly to answer your question, San Clemente is 75 degrees. We're 73.
I was going to say, my wife is watching the broadcast. She said it's only 75 in Colorado Springs. The punt gets away by Case off the side of his foot, but it takes a Cheyenne Mountain roll. And it'll roll out of bounds just outside of the 35-yard line. So a good kick. We do have a flag back about the line of scrimmage on the far side. But a kick of 40 yards with the roll for Kai Case. But here we are, 9-10. First week of September, and it's still 75 degrees.
You know, I'm not complaining. And I think it's on, well, it's going to be on Cheyenne Mountain, but here's the choice that Coach Rich has. Do you make him kick it over again, looking for better field position, or do you accept where you are? And I think he is going to...
Illegal formation on the kicking team. 5 players in the backfield. Penalties declined. 1st and 10.
Yeah, he'll accept his field position where it is. A little surprised, to be honest with you. I thought I might have made him kick that ball over again.
And especially since the kick team just had to run.
Yeah.
We just went on ad nauseum about the heat tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And you could definitely see it at Sports Authority Field at Mile High last night. Both of those teams were gassed because of the heat and the altitude.
Of course, Baltimore more so than Denver, because Denver practices in it, but they were both pretty gassed last night.
3 receivers to the right. Gordon in the backfield. Fake the pitch, and Lopez is going to keep it this side. It's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gain a yard. Great job of staying home. Parker Samuelson, the 6'1 senior, had backside contain and read it perfectly, did not go for the fake. It will be, they're going to give him 2 out to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8. We are in the 4th quarter from Gary Berry. Palmer trailing by a touchdown, looking for win number 1 on the year.
I thought that play had a chance to go for more than they did there, Barry.
Torres on the reverse. A quick pitch comes to him around the right-hand side, and he is going to be tripped up. Open field tackle by Brian Zur, the junior, shooting the gap, squaring up and catching Torres coming around. That is going to be a loss all the way back to the 31. So a loss of 6 on the play will bring up 2nd and 15.
Problem with that play is you got a defense in Cheyenne Mountain that's flying around now. They're not even respecting the fact that you might throw the football on them, and you're trying to throw those sweep plays. It's just not going to work when a defense is actually set up to defend it by the way they're playing.
Defensive coordinators for Cheyenne Mountain have got to be very ecstatic, as on back-to-back plays, their backside defenders have stayed at home. This little wheel route will be incomplete. Fed out there intended for Joshua Nelson. And Nelson contacted as the ball came in. Good timing, and Nelson a little shaken up on the play.
Joshua Nelson may say, if you ever throw that pass out there like that again. Defenders had a bead on that, and the telescope went up and the radar went out on that one. They had them all lined up for a big hit.
So 4th and 16 now for the Terrors. Punt formation, deep is Keegan Moore, the 5'10 junior for Cheyenne Mountain. Travis Gordon's had a pretty good night punting the ball. He stands at his 18 to get it away. Good snap, and this one straight up in the air. Not much distance on it at all. Needs to take a Palmer bounce and roll. And he's going to get about 6 yards on it before it is touched up by TJ Seifert. And Cheyenne Mountain will take over at their own 40-yard line. So we've seen Gordon get behind a couple and drive them tonight, but that one he got under a little bit. Straight up in the air. 10:08 left to go. Cheyenne Mountain playing to protect this 7-point lead. Case will step in to take the snap now. Gould has been the most effective runner tonight for Cheyenne Mountain. He will be deep in the offset eye.
Timeout Indians.
And timeout taken by Willie Roberts in the Indians. Willie Roberts in his first year taking over a program that he was an assistant for many years. Of course, Brian Sherman, the coach last year. 7-3 regular season campaign, losing in the first round of the playoffs. But another trip for Cheyenne Mountain into the postseason. Justin Rich, as you see Harold Brown in the Palmer huddle. Justin Rich in his second year with the Terrors, looking for win number 2.
But I know if you're Justin Rich right now, Barry, you're sitting down looking at this football game and you're saying, you know, we may not win on the scoreboard, but I do have something I can call a win, and that's the way my team is competing.
A trip to Parker to take on Legend, and then a trip down to Fountain, Fort Carson to take on the Trojans the next 2 weeks for the Palmer Terrors.
And neither one of those trips are exactly ones you put on your calendar saying, can't wait to get there. 2 pretty good football teams they got coming up.
The start of league play for the 5A Pioneer League. Case fakes the handoff. He's going to throw the slant, and finally the connection is made to Nathan Resty. They've thrown at the junior several times tonight, and with drop balls and good defense, he is having a not the most spectacular night.
2 catches, 18 yards on the night, Barry. Watch it, Case is just going to go back, look out there to the left. Resty is 6'3". All they have to do is get that big body in front of somebody. And
Montague with a solid tackle, and this is Curdy with the tackle. He drops Gould all the way back to the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of 9 and bring up 2nd and 19.
Well, Gould was over 100 yards rushing for this game. Now that'll push him back to 94 yards rushing.
Case still in at quarterback. Gould the tailback. They throw that slant to Resty again, and in there breaking it up is Montague. Got a hand in there and swatted away at the last minute.
That's just good defense there. That's just good defense.
Palmer forces the 3rd and 19. Quickly to the line are the Indians.
Not quite a pistol offense, Barry, but it is a fast-paced offense they're trying to employ here.
They split Gould out to the slot left. Case in trouble, able to sneak away from one, but the second man coming up through, making the tackle. With the tackle for Palmer, trying to confirm a number, and it was Brian Schott, the Will linebacker. The seniors had a whale of a game tonight.
Yeah, he's played pretty good football game.
The pressure comes from the right-hand side of this Palmer defense, and Schott, you see him there in your picture, just slides over. And when Case breaks out of the first one, Schott goes, I got you. Go down.
He just had nowhere to go. Ooh, high snap.
High snap, punt underway from Case. And it is a low bouncer. Going to take a nice little roll. Terrors get away from it. And the Indians will down it about the 12-yard line. So that's where Palmer will start. Looks like somebody lost a pad up about the 44-yard line, but once again, Palmer's defense able to stop this Indians offense.
That's what you call low kick with good results. You don't mind the result of the kick. The kick wouldn't be the one you ordered up if you wanted one, but the result is what you'd order up.
Palmer really hasn't busted any huge plays like we saw in the first half, like the Gordon 60-plus yard run. We are scoreless here through a quarter and a third. Indians leading by 7. Give off the right-hand side to Gordon. Gordon fighting through traffic, pulling the bigger defenders along. He'll be out to the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Terrors. And folks, Travis Gordon is not the biggest of your running back. He's not your typical 5'9", 5'11", 195-pound back. They list him at 6 foot and 160, and
might be a little generous.
I was going to say, I know Travis, and 160 might be a little generous. I want to see that scale.
Well, his mom could have made some biscuits this morning, though. That could have been it, too.
Well, that's two. That's true. Reverse bone behind Lopez. Give it off the left-hand side in a big hole. Who cares how much he weighs? Travis Gordon is on the run again. This one started at the 18. It's going to be a gain of 20 out to the 38-yard line. Another Palmer first down. And Travis Gordon is going to be dangerously close to 200 yards.
He's about, I think about 3 yards away, partner. And I was absolutely correct. 3 yards away from a 200-yard run tonight.
On how many carries?
19th
carry of the night.
Watch, he's going to start right, Barry. He's going to cut back toward the middle of the field and go to the left. And then if Nate Resty is not here to slow him down there, he's off to the races.
Here he is again, Gordon carrying off the left-hand side. He is going to pick up just a little bit more than 2, bring up a 2nd and 8. Actually, they're going to give him the 3rd yard, so it'll be 2nd and 7. And there is the 3 yards that puts Travis Gordon at 200 yards on the night. Palmer moving the football. Trailing by a touchdown, just under 7 to go. Here in the 4th quarter, week 2 at Gary Berry Stadium. Motion man, they'll bring it to him. Good seal by Malik McCrimmon on the sideline, and that's going to get Palmer ahead for a gain of 4 yards. Across the 45. With the carry, that was Terrell Bradford. The junior had a touchdown receiving tonight on the long play down the seam from Mason Lopez.
Palmer's doing a lot of trickery here, Barry. Running these wide sweep plays. I'm not sure you need to do that. This Cheyenne Mountain defense, with the exception of those 2 big tackles, kind of small. I think I would try running at him a little more.
And remind me to make a point about Malik McCrimmon on this last play after this next play.
Okay.
And guys, if you can cue up the end of that last play for me so I've got something to demonstrate with. Give it off to Gordon, and Gordon will be smothered. No gain on the play. Barely back to the line of scrimmage. It is Joe McMahon, the 6'1 senior, subbing in on that defense, making the tackle. But back to the play before. Look at McCrimmon on the reverse here. Okay. Number 4.
This is McCrimmon.
He's boxing out. That's a basketball move. Right, you don't have to be squared up.
Right.
He is getting in his defender's way, and watch him all the way to the sideline. That is a good job by that young man. He may not be squared up knocking somebody back, but he's keeping him off of his ball carrier. Travis Gordon takes the pitch around the left-hand side. He'll be up to the 49, and that should be enough for another first down for the Palmer Terrors.
Nice play by the Terrors to get that first down. A wide pitch to Gordon.
Option left. Stratton Case out there trying to seal the corner. Sealed it long enough for Palmer to get the first down.
Gordon did the rest after that.
Palmer with an impressive drive, looking to tie it up. This drive started back at their 12-yard line. Cheyenne Mountain went 98 yards for the score, and Mitchell Gould busted one from 48 yards to cap that drive and give us our first points of the night. Now the Terrors on the move. Lopez in trouble, able to avoid the rush. He just lowers his head, drives for what he can get. It's a 2-yard gain met by Parker Samuelson, a 6'1 senior meeting the 6'6 senior. And we have got Mason Lopez down. Very slow to get up.
He came in with a knee, didn't he?
Well, he is coming back, I believe, he missed all of last year with a knee injury. You can see the brace on that left leg.
Let's see what we see here. But watch the end of this run, folks. First, right here, he's just going to escape trouble. Now, watch the left leg, folks. That's the one we're going to concentrate on as we get to the contact here. I'm not sure I saw anything there that...
Joe McMahon might have gotten into him a little bit with a knee. Or from the looks of the way they're stretching him out, and I hope I'm right, it looks like it's just a cramp situation.
That's a cramp. That's what it looks like there, because I didn't see anything that suggested to me that there was something wrong with the leg.
But he will have to come out. Stratton Case will take over at quarterback for a play. Case talks to his head coach and goes in with the play. As you see Mason give a number 1 finger to the crowd here on homecoming, who is chanting his name. Mason Lopez, 6'6", 196 pounds. He's a defenseman for the Palmer hockey team, so he's not overt to physical contact by any means.
Well, Jimmy Grass wish he was the center for the basketball team.
Stratton Case running the option to this near side, and it'll be a gain of just 2. Just shy of the 45-yard line. That is Terrell Bradford, the junior, getting the carry.
Bad spacing on that one, Barry. Didn't give yourself enough room to make the defense have to commit to one player or the other. They just played both of them.
Case will stay in at quarterback as Mason Lopez is getting some hydration and some stretching on that left leg on the sideline. 3rd and 5. Palmer needs the 40 for the first down. Tight end to the left. Case with the keeper up the middle, and he is going to be stopped. A host of Indians in there with Zach Owen, Keegan Moore as well. And it's going to be 4th and 5 decision time for Justin Rich with 5:03 and counting on the clock.
I don't think it's a decision at all. I think he's going. That's why he ran that play, to get those yards to make the 4th down play a little easier.
Fourth and 5, no gain on the play. Time ticking away. Palmer trying to get its first win of the year and a win on homecoming for the first time since 2010. When they went 7-4. An inside slant complete, flags fly. Ball at the 30. The slant run by Barry Thomas, the 6'3", 175-pound junior, and Stratton Case right on the spot. Moves the chain. It'll be a gain of 13.
And you got to decline this penalty, of course.
And the crowd with a chant of Barry for Barry Thomas making that first down catch.
Okay, keep an eye on number 4 at the top of your screen there, folks, right here. See how
Pass
early
interference.
he got there?
Number 3 on the defense. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
And it was 3, excuse me. I said 4.
But look at that delivery by Stratton Case, stepped right up into it.
See how early he gets there, partner?
Mm-hmm.
He's riding his back pretty bad there.
So Palmer converts, keeps the drive alive. Stratton Case continues. Mason Lopez up, standing on the corner. Give off to Gordon, penetration, too much of it by the Indians. He'll be down in a heap. Billy Dabney, the third, the senior, 5'11", and 245 pounds, got the penetration. Then cleaning up on the outside was Joey McMahon, the 6'1" senior linebacker. Teaming up. Going to be 2nd and 12 now. Case still in at quarterback. Three receivers to the right of the formation for the Terrors. Option to the side. Case keeps it, and it's ball on the ground, but they're going to call him down. McMahon holds the corner, pinches down on the quarterback, and the decision was to keep instead of kick it out to the tailback. It'll be a loss of another yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 14.
See, part of the problem when you're an option quarterback partner is you've got to make the defense respect you, the fact you might pitch the ball off. Now, watch the spacing on this. See, he's right here, and he's got the defenders all around him here. There's one there, and I believe there's one back there. Just know where to pitch that ball.
The read was McMahon on the, when McMahon pinched down, you got to pitch that ball out.
Yeah.
And now we've got whistles. Do we have timeout taken by Justin Rich here on a big 3rd and 14 for the Terrors. 2:38 left to go in the ball game. You're trailing by a touchdown. Needless to say, as you get a look at the Cheyenne Mountain fans, they're ready to celebrate. And Palmer is in 2-down territory.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
From here on out.
No doubt.
But they were able to get the slant pass completed to Barry Thomas for the first down the last time. There you see the huddle for the Terrors. Stratton Case, the quarterback, number 13, and Thomas, number 7. See if they're dialing up another connection there.
Yeah, you're in your own territory, and you're down 7. You got 2 minutes. Yeah, it's time to go.
One last opportunity to thank Louie's Pizza for all they do, providing dinner for the student volunteers and production staff bringing you tonight's broadcast. Louie's Pizza is a longtime supporter of School District 11. Call one of Louie's 5 locations to find out more about their Straight A program, rewarding students with free pizza for their academic achievements. Our thanks to Louie and all his staff at Louie's Pizza for all they do for the students of School District 11. 3rd and 14. Case rolls out, has some protection, throws it deep for Thomas. Thomas loses his footing, and it'll be incomplete inside the 10-yard line. So the protection was there. Palmer loads the zone with protection for Stratton Case, but Thomas actually outruns the pass and then loses his footing trying to come back for it.
Yeah.
There you see Gordon doing a better job of getting the shield block there.
Mm-hmm. And he rolled out. Now, this was open. A better throw, and you might have had something here. I'm always a big proponent, Barry, of getting what you need for the first down before you look for a touchdown.
Timeout taken, I believe it was Cheyenne Mountain. Palmer with 1, Cheyenne Mountain with 2 timeouts remaining. 2:31 to go. And that pass, that rollout took so long to develop, Barry Thomas was able to shoot down the sideline a little bit too far. And had to try to come back in this turf. The rubber pellets you saw flying there, as you get a look at some of the Terror fans, makes this track a little bit slick.
Yeah.
As that rubber is trying to settle down into this new style turf here.
I noticed that last night when earlier tonight when I was down on the field, that was a little slicker than it normally is.
And of course, the old turf here at Gary Berry Stadium provided about 10 years of service, and it is being currently relayed down behind the Ertz Gym facility down at Palmer. So it will continue to service as a practice facility for Palmer. 4 receivers to the right. Mason Lopez back in the ball game. It's 4th and 14 for the Terrors. Thomas, the lone man on the left. They're going to look to Thomas on a give and go to the outside. They needed the 20. They got the 22. The Indians hold, and they'll take over on downs. So they flood the zone to the right and throw back to the left. And Thomas just unable to get deep enough.
Yeah, you as a receiver, you have got to understand where you need to go for your quarterback, because he's counting on you to be at the sticks. Now, he was hoping to cut back inside and get that, but that's a great tackle by the Cheyenne Mountain defender.
Lost a shoe and still able to make a tackle.
Blew a tire, as we used to call it.
2:23 left to go. The Indians protecting a 7-point lead. Betterson makes his way off. Nate Moore, the lone back. Back at quarterback is Mitchell Gould. Gould with the keeper straight up the middle. Matthew Curdy crashes from an inside linebacking position, stopping that to a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Palmer, just one timeout left to go, 2 for Cheyenne Mountain. Defense has got to come up with a turnover here and quick to protect some of this time. Inside of 2 minutes now. Last year, Cheyenne Mountain won down at Cheyenne Mountain by the score of 54-17. Confusion in the backfield. Ball on the ground, but picked up by Betterson. He will be swarmed under back at the 21-yard line, driven back. But Palmer unable to get on the loose ball, but it will be a 3rd and long situation for Cheyenne Mountain. 3rd and 12 back at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd a whole lot. I like to bring a little pressure on this play. Count on my man-to-man coverage to be able to hold up.
3rd and 11, 1 minute left to go. Goal waiting for word from his sideline on the countdown of the clock, trying to burn as much clock as he can. Inside of 50 seconds, give it off up the middle to Moore, and Moore close to the 25. Pickup of just 3. Clock stops at 47 seconds left. Palmer just burned its last timeout. Quickly, Leverton into the game. The 6'1 senior, Andrew Leverton. He'll stand about the 40-yard line. Now he'll run up and get into the huddle on the return. Palmer with one last chance inside of a minute. But I don't know in this situation. I know he's had a big night for you, but he had 164 yards in returns last week on kickoffs. If Travis Gordon can field a punt, this might be your, it's time to pull out all the stops. You got inside of a minute. You need a big return to get your field position.
That's a good point.
We'll see what Leverton can do. There's a reason they put him back there to receive these punts. Case stands at his 10. Palmer brings the house, and they almost get there. It's a low bouncer. And Leverton's going to let it bounce. Now he's going to muff it. It'll be dropped on by the Indians at the 30-yard line. It'll be Indians' ball, 1st and 10. They said Leverton didn't touch it. It will be terror ball at the 30. I thought Leverton had touched it.
Well, I thought by the way the ball kept bouncing truly. Let's see. We might have a chance to replay it. Let's see if we can watch this, Barry. Because the way the ball was bouncing. See, right now, let's take a look right here. Right there.
Right through the wickets. Yep. Oh, how close.
He never did touch it, but
it
wasn't from a lack of effort trying to touch it. Trust me.
You're going to have bad field position to begin with. You're surrounded by Indians like Custer and the Little Bighorn. I think you just let it bounce and try not to make that play because that could have been dangerous. You're down to 36 seconds. You have no timeouts. Cheyenne Mountain takes a timeout. They're down to 1. 1st and 10, Palmer at the 30. Let's see if Justin Rich has dialed up a 70-yard play or a series of 20-yard plays.
Well, the Broncos had it done to them last January, so maybe it can happen here.
There you go. Back and forth battle in the first half, scoreless in the second half. The Indians trying to hang on to this 21-14 lead and escape Gary Berry Stadium and even their record at 1-1. Palmer trying to get to 1-1 with a miracle finish.
There's a chance he may have touched that football now, and I looked at it again.
How close is Travis Gordon to 300 yards? Would a 70-yarder get in there?
204 yards rushing is his total for the night.
Well, 274 would be a good way to end it. Lopez fires out into the flat, and this one's almost intercepted. Case, the intended receiver, but making a break on the ball was Keegan Moore, the 5'10 junior. Keegan Moore had his eyes on the end zone, just could not come up with it. 31.7 ticks on the clock. 2nd and 10 for Palmer. Spread the backfield. Gordon, the lone back. This time throwing to the other side. It is complete to Barry Thomas. He's ahead for a gain of 7. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. Just 4 seconds off the clock. 27 left to go here in the game. 21-14 Indians. Both of these defenses have made plays when they've need to. The offenses have gotten big plays.
Yes. Yeah. First half of huge offense, second half of big-time defense.
Spread formation. Lopez takes the snap, looks to the near side. Ball is complete. First down, Palmer. Tackle in the middle of the field by Brian Zur. Juan Torres with the catch. He gets out to the 46-yard line. Clock stopped while they reset the chains. Clock starts again. Inside of 20 seconds. They're throwing for Thomas down the near side, and that'll be incomplete. Coverage over there by Alex Ruiz, the 6'1 senior.
Do a pretty good job on that right side. The left side is where Palmer's got a lot of yards in the passing game, but that right side's been holding up pretty good tonight.
54 yards and 12 seconds to get there. Second and 10. Lopez looks to the right, now tucks it back under. Running and gets out of bounds inside the 50. 6 seconds down on the clock. Well, with 6 seconds left, partner, we are going to get to see the strength of Mason Lopez's arms.
I think you're right.
Hail Mary play coming. Palmer has made it a 49-yard field. Load up one side or the other and throw the Hail Mary.
2 safeties back for Cheyenne Mountain, including Nate Resty.
Resty is one of the deep safeties. Case is the other. They stand inside the 20. Palmer sends 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now they'll split Gordon off, flood the zone to the left with 3. Lopez back. They love it for Gordon over the middle. Gordon looking for a pass interference call. 2.2 on the clock.
Well, I'm curious.
No flag.
I'm curious. You throw it to a guy who's going to be double teamed and possibly triple teamed.
Had him in the middle in an open seam, let him use his speed there.
Yeah.
But Gordon thought he got held coming through there, so he kind of let up on the ball instead of chasing the ball as it came in. And it's falling incomplete. 2.2 on the clock. And I don't know about that play call. You're going to get the stoppage, but if Gordon gets down to the 30 and it takes him these 2.2 seconds to get there.
Yeah.
3 receivers to the right. Lopez throws it to the left for Williams. Williams comes up with a great catch at the 23, but it is going to fall short there. We do have a flag on the Indians, it looks like.
No, it's going to be